yeah, I don't think we have a whole lot of anything to talk about before we get into things. So why don't we just go ahead and jump into session 9, play some Dungeons and Dragons, and we'll start things off as per normal with a recap.
What?
What?
Pum, pum, pum.
No. With a recap. Actually, I feel like my music
Hi,
here is a
Broccoli.
little loud. Turn that down.
Yo, is it
just a
Brock?
bit. It's the
You said
Brock.
it's Dungeons and Dragons.
It's the Broccoli.
Maybe you gonna
No
sound
shout out.
like
Hello, Broccoli. Alright, so let's kick things
Such a
off.
fangirl.
Ashes was attacked by a black pudding that had previously been held in stasis, and while the creature was relatively ineffective in its attacks, when you all retaliated against it, you found simply hurting it could be harmful to you. To complicate matters, cutting or electrifying the creature caused it to split, adding more opponents to the mix. Nevertheless, you were able to defeat the creature and, after a short rest, make your way back towards the south. In the Wyvern Room, sitting upon the throne of bone, was Am, the vampire you had met previously, and he showed his displeasure at your destruction of his undead servants. Am criticized you for overlooking the ecology of the dungeon. He claimed that by ridding the north of the Undertaker's Guild, you had left a power vacuum that terrible creatures, like the Grell you had fought previously, would seek to exploit. Seeking to appease him, or at the very least reset your relationship, you asked what you could do. Am told you to seek the problem at its root. Hunt the most powerful nearby monster, a Grick Alpha, and once it was slain, it would be one less threat ready to move into the vacuum you would no doubt continue to create. Saying this, he left you with his name, Artur Morlin, a name he recommended you keep secret from the world at large. After this, you journeyed south, back through the Warg's Eye watchpost to the magical archway Bones had found previously. From there, you found other strange curiosities, a shackled tiefling skeleton with the words "Speak to me" written in bloody infernal, a headless statue of a woman and mining tools, a series of clean, long halls with bright magical candles, and a large mirror held by the graven image of a caster with a wand. In exploring this new southern area, the long, clean, lit halls, you happened upon a clear cube of ooze. Battle ensued once more, and yet again you were victorious. And it is as the final blow is rendered unto this thing that we find ourselves coming back into, like, Q scene, right? Coming back into see the players. And so this ooze, I'm gonna try and make a concerted effort to use. We actually have 3 scenes, right? We have 5 scenes, but we have 3 active scenes. We have the only cameras, and then we have the cameras and Roll20, and then we have the only Roll20. I'm gonna try to start using the cameras and Roll20 a little bit more, so that people can see more of your beautiful faces when we're not doing like active combat stuff. Because the faces are larger in the Roll20 plus cams version. So anyways, as this cube is dealt the final blow, it begins to bubble and boil and sizzle down, right? All over this 10 by 10 section, right? Fits perfectly in this hall. And as it sizzles down, you hear ting, 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 and you see, kind of set in the middle, a very small little metal slip of something.
I'm gonna take Tom McCurry and like pull it.
Yeah, you should just like fish it out of the little gelatinous
I
soup.
imagine it's much similar to the way Bones was trying to collect his boomerang with his 10-foot pole.
Sure, yeah. So yeah, the remnants of the ooze still kind of gurgle and pop, right, for the next several moments. So you're kind of like scooting it out along, and there's this viscous trail that you leave.
Ezra will use his mage hand to pick it up.
Okay, you pick it off, a little glop kind of and falls off of it, right? And then it's hovering there, and it is, it's a little rectangle of metal, flat, right?
Flat.
Maybe 2 inches long and an inch wide at most. And it has something printed on it, but it's all like gunked over. It's hard to read.
Can you guess what spell he's gonna use?
Prestidigitation.
So you have the mage hand up, and you start to prestidigitate this thing and slowly clean it away. And it looks like it's just years of being inside this ooze. Maybe like other things that were dissolved in the ooze had like remnants of it had kind of like stuck or crusted onto it, right? This little vestige within the gelatinous cube. And you begin to clean it away, and it takes you a few moments, and you are left with what appears to be a little name tag that says Janitor 001.
Damn, rest in peace, Janitor 001.
Oh man.
That's
Mr.
why it's so
Truck, you met early.
clean. That's pretty neat.
Do you think the cube is the janitor?
Yeah.
Or do you think he ate the janitor?
I think that whatever lives down here uses the janitors to clean up the halls. They fit perfectly.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Unless they're using slimes as the janitors. They just like slide down the hall collecting all the dirt as they go through.
Isn't that what we just said?
That's what Matt was referring to.
Oh. Something meant.
I mean, that might be right too.
Great observation.
Nicely done.
Okay, cool.
So,
So,
Alright,
so,
well,
maybe while we're walking, we should have something in front of us so that we don't walk into another one of those.
Hey, you could try that 10-foot pole you got there.
Yeah, but it'll like erode. It'll.
Then it'll be a 9-foot pole. Whatever.
This is my second 10-foot pole. This is my 20th feet of pole.
I got your 20 feet of pole.
Yeah, whip it out then, motherfucker.
Oh shit. Continue.
We just
I
keep our eyes open. It
apologize.
shouldn't catch us off guard. It's a hallway. It's not a complicated cave system.
It's pretty
I'm
complicated.
assuming it just dropped from the ceiling. Let's keep an eye on the ceiling.
I whip out my 20-foot pole, 10-foot pole.
When it came at you, because
Come in 20.
ashes and bones, because you guys were the two that were standing there, right? You were the two that were originally attacked by
Just
this
kinda
cube.
walked into it.
It was, for all intents and purposes, it was invisible to you.
Okay.
All right, whatever. I'll just...
These things, when sitting still, seem to just be see-through.
Well,
Okay.
I'm gonna move
I
along.
whip out my
then with
10-foot pole then. Yeah, whatever. I hold it at my belly button like this. And I just walk.
Yeah.
Ugh. What is wrong with you?
I don't know, but I like it. I like it quite a bit. That's pretty funny.
All right, we heading east here.
Yeah. South was a dead end. So
if you continue down this hall, right, you see again still perfectly clean, not a speck of dust or grime. The inset little niches with the lanterns or candles, sorry, still dotted here or there. But otherwise, there's no markings or demarcations or anything like that. There is the faint smell of earth, right? In this stone hallway all around you. There's the smate fell of like soil. And then there's also you hear maybe just like the slightest dripping of water.
By the way, just to retrospectively ask this, when the slime fell apart, did we notice something akin to, say, a rather large, like, rat hair, like that might have belonged to a rat?
You didn't see anything potentially organic.
Okay.
Within the cube. There were like I think
I'm gonna expect it to just like faded away.
yeah.
Poor wolf.
Rat.
So
That's not their
you make
name.
it to this corner and you look down and you can see that there is a portion to the south. Actually, before we keep going forward, as we're exploring the dungeon, I did want to check something real quick. I want to ask how everyone's performance has been since last week on Roll20. Is it still really bad, or is it middling, or what? Because the
Both
next.
are pretty shit.
Okay. Then
Mine
what?
hasn't changed at all.
I'm going to. I really like it, so I don't want to. I want to see if we can't figure a way around this, but I'm going to turn off the advanced fog of war on this map to see how much that affects performance. So I'm turning it off now, and then I'm going to turn on fog of war.
I'm very blind.
That's
I'm
spooky.
so dark. I'm
That is
afraid.
spooky.
Instantly better for me.
Un momento. So fog of war. Actually, I probably shouldn't need fog of war.
Yeah,
Yeah.
instantly better. Like
Okay.
1,000 times
So you might, if you are still having issues, you might want to reload. But I'm pretty sure that advanced fog of war is the second of the two main culprits. The other one just being the fact that these maps are so large with so many different tokens on them. But I've mostly taken care
how
of
do you
a
do
lot of
the-
that. You
Left click,
pick up your token.
drag, and then right click while you're holding to drop points.
New, 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 new.
So-
We don't actually see it until you let go.
Yeah, so we might have to figure out a different way to go about this, right? Because I do really like the concept of you all having a map, but what we might just have to go back to, like, someone is your map maker, and you guys actually draw out a map somewhere. That might be the route that you have to go. But we'll see, right? Because that's the reason we were using Advanced Fog of War, is because I think it's really cool that you can be like,
Oh,
I
yeah,
can
I
see the
prefer
map
it, too.
of level 1 that we've explored. But if it's gonna be that much of a performance issue on enough people, right, then we're gonna have to break it for now. So, but we'll talk about more stuff like that later. Okay?
To be fair, I'd argue not seeing that stuff makes it feel more dungeony.
Sure, that's fine. But then
'Cause-
it's still I still, in that scenario, which I'm perfectly fine with. That's kind of like a decision as from you guys. But the scenario there is if that's the case, I'm not gonna baby you guys about where shit is, right? So, like, if you want to keep track of stuff, someone's gonna have to make a map and keep track of shit. Otherwise, I agree with you. It makes it feel more dungeony, but it also makes it harder to just manage. So
It's gonna
Just
be like,
something to consider.
hey, where was that one place that had this one thing?
Yep.
Not like we have a map.
So we'll talk about it. We'll see what other concepts we have. I'll do some more digging on the Roll20 stuff and see if we can do some other stuff. Anyways, let's get back to the business at hand. You guys head south and you see that there are two directions. The hall goes back west and then it goes east. To the east, you can see that there is a bit of a cave-in. Right, there's some rubble strewn about the floor here. The floor leading up to it is still spotless, right? But as the chunks of rubble, you can see there are small stones and chunks of brick, right? Around those are little, like, clusters of soil.
No,
Alright.
Along the things are clusters of soil. Okay.
Over here,
gonna check
near
it
the
out.
cave-in.
Take a look at it.
Okay, so you guys come up on this area, and you immediately you can see both the source of the smell and the source of the dripping, the sound, right? Because this whole section of the hall has collapsed in on itself, and while most of the rubble is stone, right? Most of the cave-in seems to be earth, soil, right? So a lot of that is all clumped and gathered here, and it's dark. It looks like ground coffee, right? It's super dark, and it's moist, right? There are little trickles of water pooling off of the top where the collapse happened and dripping down into this mass of stone and soil.
Oh yeah, moist boys.
And there's like 2 or 3 small little puddles that the dripping sound is coming from, because you can hear the water will occasionally drip off and pop into one of these little puddles.
All right.
Sweet.
I don't know if that's gonna be much use to us.
Water's plop-a-lopping? Can I poke where it's plop-a-lopping from? With my
With your
stick?
pole? Sure. So it's not a very deep, or are you poking where it's pooling or where it's coming from?
You said where it's coming from.
Yeah, where it's coming from.
Okay, so you poke up kind of towards the top portion where it's dripping from, and you poke a little bit, and almost immediately, like, little clumps of stone and earth clatter down out of that section. The whole thing seems to be relatively unstable.
Hold on just a second. Who the fuck is Terry? Terry Bogard?
Terry Bogard from Fatal Fury and the King of Fighter series.
I didn't play that. Okay. Alright, that's all I needed.
Just need that verification.
Well, he's the
Crack
new,
shoot!
He's the new DLC fighter
Or Knuckle!
for Smash.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Oh, is he?
Alright,
Really?
Just got announced today, like 2 hours ago.
Oh.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's a...
Like, that's as far as, like, characters that could have been in there could have gone, that's a pretty deep cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
Anyways.
pretty surprised. Okay, so it opened up a little bit.
Yeah, well, I mean, it didn't really open up or anything like that. It's still just stone and soil up there, but some of it clattered down, right? It's obviously very unstable. If you go poking around, you might trigger a collapse.
I see. Okay.
Is there any sign of Grick?
Is there any sign of Grick?
There's no...
Are my Grick senses tingling?
There's no sign of anything, right? Aside from this portion of collapsed tunnel, everything else through this hall, except for your tracks, is spotless, right?
Okay, now, so this where this water and stuff is pooling, can we see through it? Is anything in it? Or is it like odd and cloudy?
It's very
Mysterious?
shallow. It's just shallow pools, puddles of water. And in the soil, it's all basically, it's very murky. It's very muddy, but it doesn't look like it's going anywhere. Like there's not like an underwater path leading somewhere. You can poke at it a little bit, and there's, it's just piles of dirt that water is pooling in.
All right, well, I'll walk away.
How'd you guys' adventure into the dungeon go? Oh, we stared at some water for about 15 minutes.
Look, you never know what can be a goddamn.
It could be, yeah. It could be a different
Yeah,
entrance
absolutely
or
could have
something like
been.
that. Yeah.
I continue to hold my rod out in front of me,
As you advance, yeah.
so as not to walk into any more jellies.
Gotcha. So you
Jealous.
come around this corner and you see another hall continue venturing down south, right? This magical light of the candles lighting your way, lighting your vision, and you see there's another collapse not very far south. This one is it doesn't have as much water pooling around it, but it is still moist, right? It's damp. It still has that like dark black coffee grounds and very like strong soil smell, right? But there aren't any puddles here. It's just kind of damp. You can see instead of like drops of water, there's kind of like little rivulets of water that come out of kind of where the collapse area is, right next to the stone, and into the soil, kind of dampening the whole thing.
What do you think are the chances that there's more dungeon behind it?
I don't know, 90 to 700%.
All right, what are the chances that a giant body of water is behind it?
I feel like we're playing Minecraft at this point. You know, it's like
I dig straight down.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I only dig the block directly below me.
Oh,
not at a stair or anything.
Poor choice.
All right, whatever. I go over here.
Okay.
I poke at stuff.
Yeah, you start poking at stuff. This
I'm looking around. I'm looking for. Look, I'm gonna press on the walls too.
roll me a perception check.
I don't know. We'll see. I'm perceiving.
Absolutely.
Perfectly.
God.
Yeah. Okay, so you we'll say you spend a few moments poking around. This collapse is very similar to the previous one.
Yes, it's very similar to the previous one.
It is more stable than the previous
definitely
one.
More stable though. Yep.
It's not threatening to collapse as soon as you mess with it.
Look at it. Yeah, that's structurally stable, guys. That's not going to
Which
come down.
allows you to poke and prod a little bit more, and as you are doing so, you actually poke into some of the earth. Like, you actually jab a little ways in on the top side, and you
Whoa. There's something up there.
You see water immediately like runs down your 10-foot pole and onto your hand.
That's natural.
And you pop it out, and there's just like a cork opening, right? There's just this gout of water that just.
Oh shit!
Cool. Yeah, that was a mistake. Time to leave.
Yep, let's get out of here.
There's definitely a body of water somewhere on the other side of this thing.
Yeah. Does anyone need water skins?
Ash just stows his
Actually, that is a good point. Especially with the 28, right? This water is clean or clear, at the very least. It's not. So the water on the other side at the pooling was murky, right? Because it was standing water in the soil. But this stuff that's gouting out of this opening that you've created looks clean. It looks fresh. It looks like it's moving water, right?
Does it look potable? Like,
yeah, it's nothing smells off about it. Nothing looks off about it.
Roll for potability, please. Did
What
you bring your iodine tablets?
Your iodine tablets? Oh god.
I left that with my alchemy set. Sorry.
That's really unfortunate.
That is pretty unfortunate.
One of your 13 water skins.
So, there is a steady stream of water spilling out of this now. It looks like for the most part, it will probably be absorbed by the nearby soil that is spilled out into this collapse. But eventually either the water will need to run out, or it's going to start filling up slowly but surely, because it's not going to have anywhere else to go.
Sure.
I'm sure the slime janitors will take care of it.
Oh, sure.
We just killed?
Yeah. Alright.
That was just 001. That is
he was in number.
Yeah. Minimum 100.
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't have anything to fix that, so good luck, dungeon, and goodbye.
Good luck,
Farewell,
dungeon, and goodbye. So let me make a note about the flooding of dungeon floor 1.
How the fuck did you get over there, Bones?
I walked.
You just you on my screen you came up the hall like this.
Oh yeah, I went down because Jay said this was a dead end. And I don't remember ever seeing that.
Oh.
I do recall being down there.
It feels kind of cheaty being able to like click your token and drag it down there without letting it go, but you can still see.
Well, don't do that then.
Did we already look over here?
I'm not.
Yeah, this is the way we came, yeah?
Yeah, to the east is where the
we came down.
Yeah, the mirror is.
Teleportation mirror. We'll come back later.
Up here is the way that we haven't gone yet.
Yes.
All right.
And so
Continue.
I'm gonna say, if you guys are gonna head up here, please, let's go slow. Let's not go teleport.
All right. Okay, we're heading up here. I continue. This place is clearly full of slimes.
Clearly full of slimes.
Clearly.
I don't know about all that. But it is
It's
still
001.
It is
He's right.
still super clean, right? And there are a series of these candles lighting your way.
Yeah, I kind of whisper to Bones. I don't like this.
Oh, this is important actually. Where we found that slime, were there candles next to it? Like I assume it fills the whole space, right? Like it.
Yeah, there weren't candle. Well, it doesn't fill the whole space. The candles are in like little niches, right?
Okay.
So
I
it
just
basically would
imagined
just
it,
go.
like,
Yeah.
I imagined it literally filling the whole hallway and.
It's
up
like a
on the walls
perfect
and shit.
sized cube. So like you can imagine it would just go. Actually, you don't have to imagine. You saw this as it chased you guys down the hall. It basically just goes right past the candles without ever touching or obscuring.
Oh,
them.
they're in like alcoves.
Yeah, they're in little bitty,
yeah.
like not even a foot deep, right? Just like
Oh,
maybe 4 to 6 inches deep.
All right.
Like a little
I don't
tiny
know what this
funnel
little
leaf.
box is, but I poked the shit out of it with a
Speaking
stick. 'Cause
speaking of alcoves, right?
very
As you
clearly
guys
looks like a
come
slime
up on
station.
this alcove, you poke it with a stick. You see, carved into the back wall of this alcove is a shallow niche containing a bas-relief sculpture of a nude, heavy-set man playing a harp. Lying on the floor of the alcove is
Nice, I like 'em heavy.
a pole, a
man.
wooden pole that looks to be about 5 feet in length, but one end is just cut at an angle.
Someone
So
fucked
it's
up
like-
that guy's 10-foot pole.
So it's like the straw for a Capri Sun?
Yeah. Without being hollow.
Okay.
It's not hollow yet.
Yeah. Let's not get ahead
Um,
of ourselves.
I
here.
would say, Bones, because of your quite high passive perception.
Yeah, bro, I'm looking. I'm looking for things. I'm sniffing. I'm alert.
I'm poking my
because-
head around the corner too.
My ears,
Yeah.
they're up, bro. They're fucking tilting around. They're
Because
like,
of your
"What's up?
quite high
What's going
passive
on?"
perception,
I'm a
you
cat.
can see on the harp that this heavy-set nude man is playing, right?
It's a meow meow meow.
Right? Carved onto it, it says, "Gaze upon me with bronzed visage, and secrets shall I reveal."
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Wait, didn't we find a bronze mask somewhere?
As a visor.
Oh yeah, I got that. All right, I whip it out of my bag. It's in my bag of holding.
Wait, I thought I had the space helmet.
Now,
Okay.
now,
Oh, do you
there.
have that one? So I have one. Okay, hold on. Let me bring up my bag. But I have one that's like looks like Halaster's face. or
Yeah, you had the
something.
mask. Yeah, sure.
I don't know if that's the same thing or what. But you have the space helmet.
Alright. Well,
Is mine a mask, Jeremy, or is it just like a relief?
Yours is a mask. Yours is
Oh,
a
it says-
bronzed
it
mask.
literally says bronze mask. Halaster.
okay. Let's try yours first.
Okay, I'm not gonna let it touch my face though, because I'm afraid it's gonna attach forever. Ashes?
I've learned my lesson.
Ezra.
Those eyes.
Look, he's not gonna let anything attach to your face. He likes you.
It's true.
Who's he? Halaster?
Yeah.
Halaster
Like,
does our
that's
best
fair.
buds.
I don't know why you would think that.
It's fine. You're a minion of darkness. Just come put this on.
Why do you think that? I'm not a minion of darkness. I'm
You're pre minion of darkness.
that's inaccurate.
You're clearly on the road
It's
to
inaccurate so
becoming a
far.
minion of darkness.
The fuck is wrong with you guys?
Says the guy that just walks up and kills standing creatures.
Yeah, that's messed up. So put
Standing
this on.
what?
Put this on, Ezra. I have a cat face. It won't fit.
Did you just try to shame me for killing zombies?
Have a cat face.
I don't think it works like that. Bones, I think you're best suited for the bronze.
All right, if this attaches to my face, you have to pay to have it removed.
You hear that, Ashes? You have to pay for it to be removed.
Not it.
Not it.
I can't be it. I'm the one doing it.
Sounds like it has to be Ezra.
I
Yep.
mean,
I
can't do it
already
anyway.
said it was ashes.
I've got these. Won't fit.
No, ashes. You have to pay for it. You don't have to wear it.
All right, goddamn. Whatever awful thing happens,
Okay, so you hold up the mask, right?
Yeah.
As soon as you put it anywhere near your face, you realize that it's a bronze mask and it's kind of cold.
Yeah, and it hatches. It's actually a mimic.
It's just been, hanging out down here in the cold dungeon for quite some time.
An extra planar space.
It's just cold. It just kind of is chilly on your face.
Oh, well, that's a welcome surprise so far.
Now look upon the horrors that is this busty harps.
I gaze
playing
upon
man.
it.
So you gaze upon it, and
Hold on, I need to put my cat mask on.
Cat mask.
cat mask.
Sorry.
Cat mask.
Goat hat.
This Halaster's bronze massage.
Alright, I have become bones.
Fantastic. So you see,
Alright, I'm ready.
you see a slight shimmer in the air just past where the 5-foot pole is laying on the ground.
Ooh, a slight shimmer. Interesting. As if it is an illusion. I poke the shimmer area with my 10-foot. Yo. Alright. I bring it back. Does it all come back?
It does not.
It's suddenly a lot lighter. And
Because it's enchanted?
because it's only 5 feet now.
Motherfucker!
Well,
Goddamn, I'm gonna get a magic 10-foot pole. That's my next buy.
we could tie your 5-foot pole and this other 5-foot pole together.
I mean, this thing, I don't... Disintegrates things?
Also,
I don't know. It's super shimmery. I don't know. I don't understand magic, so this is,
Bones.
Does it look like an ooze just ate his pole?
Ezra, why don't you put your hand in there?
It looks like
I
he.
would
It
not
looks
have
like
it.
he put his foot. He like took this 10-foot pole, right? And he goes, and you see the 10-foot pole go into the alcove,
Okay.
and this is not what you're seeing, Bones. Everyone
Okay.
else, you see the 10-foot pole go into the alcove, and then he pulls the 10-foot pole back, and there's just a point at which he pulls it back that it just is no longer a 10-foot pole. It's a 5-foot pole.
Does it look like a clean cut? Does it look like...
It's relatively clean, but it's at a slight angle. It's not like perfectly.
Maybe
along
this is
the
a magical
thing.
enchantment that turns things that are 10 foot into 5 feet.
So Bones, what you see, right, is you see that shimmer, and you see the pole connect with that shimmer, and then nothing beyond that. You don't see anything beyond the shimmer. The pole does not continue beyond the shimmer. You just see the shimmer, and then when you pull it back, it's only 5 feet. It basically cuts off right where it had met the shimmering wall. And you hear, again, only Bones hears this, you hear a snicker from beyond the shimmer.
Let's see. I whisper really quietly. Something's laughing. It's laughing over there.
I pull up my crossbow. Do I shoot it?
That seems a bit drastic, but
Alright, let's test the 10 foot into 5 foot thing. I take an arrow. I
Okay.
stick it.
You?
Yes,
Okay.
me.
So you have to step forward a little ways,
just-
right? You have to step
Yeah.
step up to it. But
As far back as possible.
Yeah, well, I mean, you kind of like
Just like...
right, and you poke the arrow into the shimmer, right? And then pull it out. It's whole.
So so it's 5 feet deep.
It only turns 10-foot things into 5 feet things. It's magical. It's a magical enchantment.
Everyone else, by the way, sees, again, Bones step up to, like, the mouth of the alcove and then just, like,
Pull up.
with an arrow,
Pull up a
and
minute.
then pull it back.
So, when you're putting the 10-foot pole in, are you going straight in? Straight into the hole like this?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know.
Take the
I don't know
5
how
foot.
you...
Take the
Okay.
5 foot and go down into the hole.
As if you were wanting to stab into like a Capri Sun.
Yeah.
Okay. I do that as if I'm going to stab into a Capri Sun.
Okay, so again, you have to get a little closer because your reach is a little shorter now with the 5-foot pole, but you basically just, and you feel, right? You impact floor, you impact stone,
Okay.
right?
Sure.
You all see Bones step forward and clack on the ground, right, with this 10-foot pole or 5-foot pole. Bones, you don't see the pole connect with anything, right, because it's beyond the shimmer. But you do hear a clack. You hear the sound of it connecting with something.
Okay. All right. Hold this, and I hand Ashes my bag of holding.
Does that put you over your weight limit?
No, I am not. I have everything in my bag of holding except for what I have on me.
No, I'm saying Ashes. Does that put you over your weight limit?
Does the 5 pounds put you over your weight limit?
No.
Isn't it 20 pounds for a bag of holding?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh.
Is it?
I
thought
don't
it was
know.
5.
Pretty sure
I think it's
pretty sure it's 5.
15, actually.
Actually, I
But-
have some doubles. I have some stuff on me.
Let's
that's in
see.
holding.
Let's see if 15 more pounds actually puts me over. God damn.
15 pounds.
It
Does it?
15
Yeah.
pounds.
Does put me
Okay,
over.
then I give it to whoever can hold it for a second.
I can hold it.
I mean, I can
You're
hold
the
it.
only one that can hold it.
Encumbrance only means that I move like what 10 feet slower.
Jesus Christ.
So
Whatever. I get my one remaining dagger out,
Okay.
and the other hand, of course, I'm holding the mask,
Yeah.
and I jump in there. I leap.
You all see Bones disappear. Bones vanishes.
Bones?
Bones!
oh shit.
You
Bones, where'd you go?
you
Can I-
jump into the shimmer and
Mhm.
whew, your breath it hits you like a ton of bricks, just icy cold, right? Everything about you is just suddenly freezing, and you land, and instinctively you have to like brace yourself and close your eyes. And you look back for a moment, and you see behind you a mist-filled open doorway leading back the way you came, and right next to that you see 2 5-foot wooden shafts appearing cut at one end, right? And then you hear that snickering again, and kind of like unbrace yourself, and you look up, and you're in this black void, and in front of you you see a massive upside down painting of Halaster Blackcloak, in fully clothed in his robe of many eyes, with this great staff gnarled at one end, like next to him, and he's kind of like hanging out of it. He's got this over-exaggerated, large, singular eye, right? Like he's beaming at you with it. But it's upside down, so he's beaming at you with it from like the bottom.
Like a cross to represent Satan.
And seated in a high back chair in front of this painting, right? So the painting's like hanging up in the void above this chair. You see Halaster Blackcloak himself, just sitting there in this high back oaked chair, one leg kind of propped up, arms on the armrests, and a crooked grin crosses his face, and he says, "Oh, well, don't just stand there like a boob. ask me 3 questions about Undermountain. 2 of my answers will be true, and 1 will be false. And then he kind of leans back and he...
Huh. Kinda wish I was not the one down here.
Everyone else, like I said, right? Bones leaps forward, like he draws a dagger in one hand, has the mask in the other, leaps forward, and just disappears.
I'm
I start shouting Bones' name.
gonna
Can he hear us?
shuffle forward. I'm gonna poke the wall with Tom Bakiri. Does it hit stone?
Poke the wall.
Okay.
Are you shuffling forward into the alcove?
Yeah. Like,
Wall. And the back carving of this nude man playing the harp, right?
so if when I touch the same place that Bones went in, it's just wall.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
Bones disappeared into open air, right? You can step past that, and nothing happens to you, and you can tap the walls and floor and ceiling all around you. Nothing happens.
I turn back to ashes. Well, that ain't good.
No, that's not good. That's Bones. Can you hear us?
Bones.
Can I hear
Bones.
them? Yes.
You hear, after Halaster poses this situation to you, right? You hear, Bones! Bones! Bones!
Mhm.
This just kind of whispered echo behind you from the mist door.
Okay. So guys, can you hear me? I turn back towards the mist door. I don't want to touch it though. I don't want to.
You all hear them.
Guys!
Several moments pass since you call to Bones, and there is no response.
Huh.
Bones,
right.
as you do this, right? You hear that snicker, right? That giggle. Oh, come on now! It's not that big a deal! Just ask me questions!
Yeah, all right.
So this is straight up Halaster that he's talking to? Or what looks like Halaster?
I don't know who Halaster is, so.
You've seen images so far of him, right? So you can identify this as him.
Oh, I say, oh, hey, you're this. Yes, you.
Yeah.
It's,
That's me! That's one question!
that was-
I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding.
That was clearly not a question. I'm just gonna say. Okay. Hold on, I'm thinking. Why are we down here? Really, just because? Is there a reason we're down here that I'm forgetting? We don't have like a great quest, right? We're just here.
No, you have a great quest.
Oh shit.
I mean, you 4 were handpicked by 4 of basically the Lords of Waterdeep.
I remember that. Hold on, I'm on my notes. You got notes somewhere. I'm willing to accept you speaking though as well.
Well, I mean, your charge is basically like, madness has been seeping up. Shadow and madness has been seeping up from Undermountain, driving people crazy. And Undermountain has been a thorn in the side of Waterdeep for hundreds and hundreds of years, right? So you 4 were handpicked and charged by 4 of the Lords of Waterdeep to investigate Undermountain and try to find a way to stop the madness that is coming up from it, and if you can, put an end to Halaster Blackcloak's reign.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
That's the grand quest, but that is like your benefactors have driven it home that is a grand quest that's going to take a long time.
Yeah.
In the interim, you guys have little things that you're looking to do here or there.
Okay. Sure. Okay. I'm gonna say, where are the bones of the old god? Because I go for bones, right? That's what they told me with the other
Sure.
people, right?
Yeah.
Hey, old god bone corrupt and shit.
Yeah. Okay, un momento. He knows off the top of his head. He doesn't have to think about it, but
I
I
know
need
that.
to go double check. Yeah. So he will say, "Oh, very deep. Ah, level 22. Shadow Dust Cold.
Oh, that is deep.
So close to home."
Oh. Wow. I'm super careful not to question or phrase any of these statements as a question.
Sure.
Okay.
Bear in mind, remember what he told you.
I know. Yeah. One's a lie, two are truths.
So what was your first question?
Where are the bones of the old god? That was my thing from the Emerald Line.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. That sounds pretty true to me. I'm gonna say. I'm asking the same question again. I'm asking the same. Where are the bones of the old god? Because I want to see.
Oh, okay.
Unless he doesn't allow that, right? If that's not allowed, then I'll ask something different.
It's not in any way, shape, form, or fashion would he disallow that. But he tells you the same answer.
Okay,
Well,
interesting.
Now it's a lie.
Yep.
But it can't be both a truth and a lie.
Well,
No,
no.
I'm saying now your next question is a lie.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, probably. Okay, and then I ask. Hold on. Let me recall something here really fast. Ezra, Jacob, did you share with us the whole Blackcloak situation? I mean, Halaster's situation? Like that he was trying to recruit you? I don't remember that or not. I mean, I know, but Bones doesn't. What?
Yes.
Okay. That's my last question is, why is Ezra so important to you?
He has the power to be the greatest chef of all time!
Cool. Yeah, I've gotten that
It
from him
tracks.
actually.
That's true. The other ones are lies.
Fuck me, man. Oh my god.
All right. Well, good talk.
Okay, so as that happens, right? Like he cackles, right? Of all time. And he starts to melt. As this is happening.
Jesus.
It's an odd teleportation spell.
Just like gurgling and burbling and burning into this pool, and it's like searing into the oaken throne that he's sitting upon, right? Sizzling and gurgling, and then there's just this freezing, overwhelming cold of the void, and this smell of burnt flesh.
Interesting. So it's just a void. There's just a void.
There's
Upside down painting and a
Yep.
fucking oaken throne.
Yep. And then the mist door behind you.
Cool. Whale. I'm gonna just leave.
So what are you guys doing outside?
Freaking out.
Yeah, like Ashes would probably still be like patting down walls, looking for buttons or trap doors or something.
Yelling.
Not yelling.
I'm
Let's not
yelling.
yell. Let's not yell.
You guys could roll me perception checks if you'd like.
Sure.
I'd like to perceive.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, pretty decent, pretty decent.
Great, perfect.
So
I'm
you,
assuming Matt's just
Ezra
having a
and Ashes,
melee attack.
you guys are poking around, looking for buttons, looking for false walls, looking for trapdoors, looking for something, right? And Matashtai is doing this too, but he starts to like you look up and you see like this line across the top of the ceiling above you, right? And it's intersecting perfectly, and you start to like walk backwards as you follow it, and Bones, you walk out of the mist door, boom, right into Matashtai's face. Right, basically, like you two, like you. Matashtai is stepping past the shimmering portion, right as you come out, and you just slam into him, and you both kind of go down into a heap.
Oh, what the hell is
Oh,
that?
my nose! God!
What the shit?
The bronzed visage of Halaster kind of like clatters out of your hand and ting 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 across the floor.
All right, so what the hell
This
was
is
that?
why cats don't wear masks made for humans! Ah!
Wait,
See
where
what you
did
made
go?
him do, Ezra?
Why is this me?
Yo, guys. I met him.
Everyone-
met Halaster.
Bones smells faintly of like burning flesh.
You smell like shit.
I smell like ham.
Maybe that's what Bones
I can just see it now.
akins to.
We make it to the final floor. We go into Halaster's like throne room, and Jeremy introduces it by, before entering, you get a slight whiff of ham.
I mean, that would be pretty good.
Yeah, ham in the oven for Easter. You're welcome, guys.
So what
I
do you mean you
ruined
met
Easter.
Halaster? He was. Where did you go? What was that?
Boy, don't you
magic-
scare us like that again.
I mean,
I pick the mask off the floor, and I just kind of hold it up and kind of look through it. Like I don't actually.
As soon as it gets
It
kind of like
attaches to your face.
it looks, you get about an inch within your face, right? And you see this shimmering wall just past the 5-foot hole.
oh, you see it.
You look
see it,
past?
Ashes?
Yeah, you take it away from your face and you look past and it's gone. There's nothing there.
There's a super shimmering wall, and if you jump through it, well, when I jumped through it, I was in like a big dark room, and Halaster was there.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Halaster was there. He said, "Hey, ask me 3 questions. 2 will be truth and 1 a lie."
Pretty
As
close.
if he was a witch or some shit.
Sounds more like a leopard. But yeah.
Well, what
Not
did you
a
ask?
Silas.
What'd you find out?
Yeah, okay, so get this. I big brained him, okay? I thought really hard. I channeled everyone's wisdom here. And I thought, what?
Almost like there's a small chat in Discord about it.
I said, what would everybody do? I said, they would ask the same question twice. So that's what I did. I said, hey, remember guys, remember the Emerald Enclave, they said, hey Bones, there's old god bones, which I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I'm very interested in.
Well, that's amazing. Did you find what you were looking for?
Yes. So, I found out 2 things, okay? First, and I'm only gonna tell you 2 of them, and I'm gonna let you guys decide which one's the lie. The first thing is that Ezra is destined to be the greatest chef in the world, which I personally
what?
believe is the truth. And then second, the old god bones are on floor 22, and he let slip that he lives close to there. But he did only say that once. Ezra, do you know how to cook?
I mean, I've survived.
Okay, so
But
he
I-
probably
I-
lives close to floor 22 then.
Yeah, that's an odd claim to make. I mean, anything's possible, I guess. This magic just kind of came to me, so
I've always heard that butter is the secret to good cooking.
What's butter?
It's when you take milk and you just work it for like a long time.
Bones.
You add some salt. It's really good.
Bones, my boy. Please take
Especially
on
inspiration
bread.
for your playing willingness to enter the danger thing and your playing along with the scenario. That is your reward, is an inspiration.
We
Okay.
used to make butter back home on the farm. Some
Butter
good
on
I
the
stuff.
mean,
farm.
there is. We did get some other information from this that might be disconcerting.
What?
If the lie was that Ezrah isn't going to be the greatest chef of all time, then what is he going to be the best of all time?
I
Enough
didn't ask
so
that.
that it catches the interest of Halaster the Mage.
I
Or
don't know. I asked him
what if he's
like why he
destined to
was
be
so
the worst chef
interested.
in the world.
I asked him why he was so interested in Ezra, and that's what he told me. I'm pretty sure that's the lie, because he told me the old god bones are on floor 22 twice.
yeah, I'm not really a big deal. So it definitely doesn't seem like that's gonna.
Ashes, jump in there, see if he's still in there. See if he pops up for you too. He kind of melted. It was real cool. Can you do that? I
I
say to
cannot
Ezra.
melt. No.
Not you. You're not magic.
Can I
Yeah.
melt?
Can you melt? Yeah, he melted. He laughed and melted. Can you do that? Can I learn to do that?
You can certainly try, but that's not magic I know.
Well, that's disconcerting.
Bones
I mean,
are-
I
I'm
actually-
disappointed.
I melted not too long ago. I was enveloped by a slime. Just a little bit though.
I didn't see any slimes. Jump in there, see what's happening. See if you see him too. Don't stick a 10-foot pole in there though. There are 2 5-foot poles in there. 2.
Why didn't you
didn't
bring
need
it
to
back
grab-
with you? I could have
Bring
mended
back,
it.
you'll have a 15-foot pole.
Hey, Ashes, go get those 2 5-foot poles. You have the mask. It's super safe.
Ezra will walk up and put his hand out. I wouldn't be opposed to having a conversation with him if that is actually something that's there.
I hand him the mask.
I could just be the chosen one though, so don't be disappointed.
It's my life, unfortunately. But
now or never.
Hold up the
Sorry.
mask.
It's
I hold up the
night.
mask.
You see a shimmering wall in front of you,
I run towards it and jump.
and immediately you are taken by the overwhelming darkness and the bite of cold. You hunker down as well instinctually, right? You see the mist door behind you, and you smell just like roasted flesh and something else like wax, right? Just this stench carried on the air, and like you're shivering, brutally cold, and you look up and you see this puddle of colors draped across this oaken throne, and above it an upside down painting of Halaster Blackcloak. And the 2 5-foot poles are behind you.
I figured he was messing with us. That's the Halaster who was. Oh, Bones.
Oh, Bones.
I will look around to see if there's anything else of interest around the chair.
It is a dark around the chair. It actually, so it has like these little griffin paws, right? Like lion paws or whatever that it stands up on, so you can actually see slightly underneath the throne, the chair. And there's nothing there. There's nothing around it. It's just the blackness. So it's this weird kind of everything around you and the door and the throne and painting is kind of lit by some sort of benign
Ethereal
ambience,
luminescence.
right? There's no like light source or anything like that. It's just you can see, and then maybe 10-15 feet beyond in this sphere is just black, just void.
Is the portrait within reach?
You could stand up on the throne and reach it.
That sounds safe. Do that.
You want to do that?
I would like to do.
Okay, so you have to, so you get over next to the throne, and there, like I said, there is kind of pooled across it is just this collage of what looks like wax, colored wax. But as you approach, it is the stench of flesh is overwhelming, of burnt flesh, and you kind of like have to clamber up onto this mound of wax in order to mount the
I will
throne.
prestidigitate to clean it up.
So you kind of like it doesn't like get rid of it because it's matter, right? But it kind of like shoves it to the side and allows you footholds to kind of like stand in place of. So you get 1 foot up on the seat of the chair and then 1 foot up on one of the armrests, right? And you're able to reach up and touch the painting. It has just this slight frame, kind of a bronzish color, right? There's not a whole lot of filigree or adornment or anything like that to the framing itself. It's pretty plain and simple. It does go about an inch around the entire thing, and the whole thing is maybe like 8 feet tall or so, and it's about 2 to 2.5 feet wide, right? And again, it's just this painting of Halaster in his robe of many eyes with this huge gnarled staff, and his eye, which is caricatured, right? It's cartoonishly large. Like he has an eye this big and then an eye this big down here, right? As if he's just like glaring at you, right? But it's upside down, so you can just barely touch his face if you wanted to on the painting.
I'm gonna touch his
You're gonna touch his what? You cut out there.
eyeball.
Okay. I was like, excuse me. Oh, okay. So you reach up.
New about Ezrah.
You reach up and you kind of like touch the eye, and your fingers feel it's smooth, kind of oily, right? But it doesn't blemish to your touch, right? Nothing changes, nothing. It's unadulterated by your hand, but it's like an oil painting.
I try and shift the portrait, see if there's anything behind.
Okay, so you try to like move it to the side or try to tilt it up or something like that. So you kind of try. You do actually, like, you don't try, but you kind of like tilt it, but you see the whole thing just kind of like, and you see just slightly behind it is just inky black. Like you peeled up the wallpaper, and behind the wallpaper is just the void.
That's concerned. Well, relieve myself of the throne and bid this room adieu.
Okay.
After collecting those 2 5.
Okay. You feel so you clamber down, right? And grab the 2 5-foot poles, and there's a small chill that runs up your spine. That feeling like you get when someone's watching you.
Do I see an ethereal eyeball just floating around?
Nope.
Do I see the eyeball in the portrait moving?
Nope.
Oh. That would have been pretty good. Just
No, you don't see the eyeball moving. But you do realize now that you're thinking about it, right? And now that you're not like in the moment, that the color of the iris or the color of the eye, right, was purple.
Okay. The rats and bones.
Ezra steps back into existence in front of all of you, holding both a mask and 2 5-foot poles.
Hey, you did it.
Wow, that was illuminating.
Illuminating?
So I asked him a couple of questions, and he told me that Ashes is going to kill us all.
Whoa.
That
Jeremy? Jeremy.
Matt is stranded
Now.
here for the rest of his life.
Whoa.
Wait, what do you mean now, Jay?
Now.
Now?
Now, do the thing now.
Okay.
And that Bones is actually not a cat. He's faking it the whole time.
Whoa, I am? Holy shit!
Fucking furry. I knew it.
Well, I'm definitely going home, so that's the truth. Or that's the lie, sorry.
How do I become not a cat?
I'm just kidding. It was a pile of viscous goo and a portrait of Halaster that I'm assuming Bones was referring to as seeing Halaster.
No, he was there.
Yeah, no, that there was a portrait of him in there. That right.
No, he was there. He was laughing. He was
I
laughing
mean,
and
I
prancing
thought
around.
his eye was moving too, so you know.
All right, hold on. I dig it. Give me my bag back. Where's my bag?
Oh yeah, here you go.
Segue to 15 minutes later after the argument fades.
I dig out my wyvern teeth, like 3 of them.
Okay.
Say, look at these. Look at these. Ezra, look at them. Look at them. Are you looking at them?
Those are teeth.
These are the best bones I have. The best ones. The best ones. Look, dude. If I'm lying, you can have these bones. These are the best bones. You're not gonna find better bones almost anywhere.
Except floor 22, right?
Well, yeah, that's true.
Well, floor 22 for sure. You're probably gonna find better bones there. But right now, these are the best bones that I have. These are worth a lot of money. Okay?
Insight.
I don't know that we got a way to prove what you saw.
I'm the bone guy!
But I believe you.
Fine, don't believe. Matt, I appreciate your friendship.
Say, because I definitely believe you.
It just hurts that someone I've known for so long just doesn't trust me or my bones.
I walk up and I start walking him down the hall, patting him on the back. I'm like, I believe in your bones, buddy.
I just need a minute. I need to walk up.
I walk with him.
You see around this bend, just to the south, there is a door leading eastward.
I only have a 5-foot pole.
I was gonna mend you a pole, but now you're being.
You have a 5-foot
That
pole.
mend?
Ezra now has 2 5-foot poles, and there's a 5-foot pole on the ground.
Do you believe that he was there then, Ezra? Did I actually talk to him?
I mean, I don't know. I wasn't there.
Hmm.
But if you got useful information, then we have useful information. I don't think I'm going to be the greatest chef of all time. I think that's a load of malarkey. But you know,
I think if that was a lie, I think the actual lie was just the chef part. I think he has plans. And besides, I've been seeing shit too. I think it ended up being Artor, so I'm just gonna assume that everything we see is pretty much there.
Or maybe it's not.
Nope, can't let doubt. You can't let that get in your headspace. You'll go crazy, just like Halaster himself.
Crazy man.
It's good advice right there.
Ezra will mend the two pieces together
Okay.
and hand a 10-foot pole.
Okay.
Oh hell yeah! I give him
Are
my
you only
phone.
doing one of them?
I only had 2 pieces in my possession.
Oh well,
We could have
you
a 15-foot
you
pole.
cannot actually mend those 2 pieces together. I mean, probably could, but you'd have to break them further. Their cuts don't match. They don't line up. Like one is much more horizontal than diagonal.
It's kind of slightly V-shaped.
So
No, wait, hold up, hold up. He can't mend the
no,
one
he
that.
he could mend the 2. So he has both of the ones from the other side. He could mend those together, but to do that, right? Mending is like
No, what? No. Time out. I'm not
Yeah.
saying both the ones from the other side. I'm saying the one half.
He
that phone's head
absolutely
and the
can
other
do
half.
that, but that's not what he's saying. He's saying he
Jeremy.
mends the 2.
So you're saying the 2 ends of
Yes.
these poles were not flat?
So those are the 2 opposite ends. If you want
Yeah,
to
no,
flip
if I-
those
yeah,
together
that's
and
what I-
mend those together,
I mean,
you're
that's
gonna have a
technically not mending anymore.
you're gonna have a sharp pointy end on.
mean,
It's
I
like
mean,
it's
cool.
like wooden soldering, you know. However you guys want to do it, you can mend together these 2.
Does Bones push towards getting 2 10-foot poles or what have you?
or you can just do one. Up to you.
I mean, I'd be fine with just my 1 10-foot pole, but 2 10-foot poles, is twice as many feet a pole. So,
Yeah,
That's not-
not a bad
That's
thing.
not- Sure, I make 2 10-foot.
Yay! Now you guys have 2 10-foot poles. Actually, as someone finally picks up the other 5-foot pole, that was the mimic all along. Roll initiative.
Damn, really? Alright.
I mean, technically,
Hey,
then it
the
would've
initiative
eaten
tracker
Ezra
came
on the
up.
other side.
Nicely done. No. Yeah, you guys can easily mend those 2 together, and there you now have 2 10-foot poles.
There you go.
Or whoever would
Yo,
like them.
I definitely take one.
I
Nobody
do
takes
not-
the other.
All
I
right,
take
guys,
that too.
let's. We got a Grick to find.
I don't
Yeah,
think
Does
I
that
can
count
carry
as
one.
a quarterstaff? Could I use that as a reach quarterstaff?
A 10-foot pole? No, you cannot.
Damn.
Because a quarterstaff is significantly thicker than a 10-foot pole. A 10-foot pole is basically just a
Look,
dowel rod.
All finesse.
Yeah, but if you were to try to use a 10-foot pole as a weapon, it would basically just snap on the first impact. I mean, I guess if you if you just like thrust people with it a whole bunch, then
Yeah.
it would be okay. But
I put my ear to the door.
your ear is to the door.
I
You
listen.
hear. Roll me a perception. Oh, think about it.
I put my hand to the ground, feeling for heavy footsteps.
Okay. You feel no heavy footsteps.
Alright.
And Ashes, you hear nothing. You hear the breathing and trudging of your companions.
Hey, I'm not a heavy breather. Shut up.
Is the door locked?
There is a little latch on this door, right? You go to touch it. It seems free. Jiggles.
I will gently open the door.
Does creak, right? It gives this as the stone hinges that it is attached to. This is odd, by the way, right? Not many of the doors that you guys have opened so far have really creaked. It's that that dwarven craftsmanship, that architecture, right? It's generally solid. It almost immediately draws your attention to the hinges, where you see something has been stuffed into one of them, and is making this noise as you pull the door open.
Well, we gotta
I
stuff her.
snap my hand out to grab it.
Okay.
I will
Well,
s- I
so you can't
will-
like you can't like snatch it out, right? It looks like it's metal shavings or something like that, some sort of gunk that's been shoved into the stone of the what's the word for of the door hinge. And so when the hinge opens, it's kind of grinding against all these metal shavings, making this
I'll look
noise.
back at the group and I say, "Be ready."
I'll whisper to the party that this might be used to alert somebody of our presence, so be careful.
I ready myself for battle.
Beyond, you see a hall that immediately part of it heads north, and then another part of it heads south and immediately cuts east and then continues south.
Christ almighty.
You
so
hear this crackling of like fire.
From which direction?
The north. And you smell,
Oh yeah,
Um,
smell.
I'll say ashes for you specifically because you have a heightened sense of smell, right? You
I do.
smell a now familiar scent. The stench of goblinoid coming from the north.
I'll relay that information to the party, ready my weapon, and I'll just, looking down the hallway, does it seem like well, I guess I can just see on the map myself, but I can't see any light from the fire down the hall.
Um,
Ooh, baby, light my fire.
no, you can't.
think there's any way to get him to surrender? For
Uh,
a fight?
I mean, that's always an option. It just depends on their willingness.
What are goblins especially afraid of?
Literally
And
everything.
then
Let's see. Death, harm, things bigger than them. Pretty much, you know what? Pretty much anything. Like anything that could somewhat come off as threatening, they could be scared of it.
Any superstitions?
Not that I'm aware of.
No, mostly fear. They sometimes fear their superiors a lot. A lot of the time, they'll have like a leader, like a bugbear or something that'll be really aggressive. That's pretty common.
So if we defeat their leader in single combat, take over the clan?
No, they will most likely flee.
Well, mission accomplished either way.
Yeah, I don't think they generally do single combat.
Probably not.
and they're
But
not
we
the
can
most
try.
morally sound, so they might shoot you while you're in your single
Well,
combat.
Then
I
they die.
guess what we should do is maybe move up and keep an eye out for that fire and see if we see any shadows being cast by being being near the fire.
Which way do you smell the goblins more? North.
The up way.
Should we look down then first?
Yep. Also, I think it should be implied that we are doing this incredibly, super stealthily.
Okay, we're going up.
I mentally message Bones and I say, you know how I feel about leaving threats behind us.
You went north. What do you mean?
Yeah, I'm going towards the threat.
But what if there's a threat down there?
We don't know about that one. We know about this one.
Okay, whatever.
So passive aggressive.
Advantage toggle. I'm stealthing. Oh yeah, 15. With a +10 at advantage.
God.
What's this?
8.
Oh yeah, we're
Wow,
stealthy.
we're getting ambushed.
Oh,
Ashes,
you want to
Ashes,
see
you're
just
our
how
only hope.
ambushed we're about to be?
Maybe we're just not ambushing.
Ashes, you're our only hope.
What the? I have disadvantage.
My dude is the knight.
Yeah, he is.
Alright, I can't open anything in a moment. I gotta reload stuff.
He says I'm Batman.
Sorry,
at Arkham
stream.
Asylum."
Sorry.
He says, "Oh yeah, Batman."
Like,
It
I'm
took
in
a
half sleep,
second.
bro.
Like, that took like a full, 3 or 4 seconds after I hit refresh on Roll20 for it to be like, I'm gonna start refreshing now. Alright, so you guys are heading north. And you are attempting to be stealthy about this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We are
We
the
sure are.
Awesome. Okay. So, let me double check this real quick. Okay, roll 20. Oh, now. Alright. So you guys are rounding this corner. And that smell, right, that you were smelling, Ashes, you all can kind of smell it now. And Ashes, it's a powerful scent to you now, right? And you see Ashes and Bones as you come up to this corner. You begin to see that there is just barely the flicker of light over here, but it's not lighting anything up at the mouth of the hallway.
I'll skitter across the hall and go, "Apachow."
Okay, Ashes, as you come across, you actually see, so this is almost impossible for me to simulate. Actually, it's not, but it's really difficult. So, basically what you see is, as you come across this open area, against this far wall, right, are 2 chairs flanking a campfire, but on this side of the campfire is a small, like a shield, like a dome of what looks to be like earth or clay or stone, right? That is blocking the light from heading in that direction.
What? Like that was deliberately constructed?
It looks
that way?
deliberately constructed that way.
Woo!
And you see a door down here to the south, right? And then a hall that curves up around to the north.
Are the chairs unoccupied?
The chairs are unoccupied.
I'll wave everybody over, and I'll point at the door.
Do something like that. Yeah. So it's kind of like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that'll do.
Yeah, kind of how that works. A interesting effect. So, yes, as you approach, right? Let me double check real quick. As you approach, you can see that there, along this wall, there is graffiti, right? Most of it is relatively illegible, but you can make out. Actually, Ashes, you're the only one who can make this out, because it is written in Goblin.
Mm-hmm.
It says Grick Snack Watch Post.
Grit snack.
Grick Snack.
Grit snack walk.
Hmm.
Did the other goblins we fight mention that there were other?
Yeah.
Yeah, the trio that you interrogated, the one that spilled the beans. What was it? Greer.
Yes.
He mentioned that there were 2 other Xanathar outposts on this floor. He didn't name names, but
Oh, okay. All right. I'm gonna like signal that I'm gonna walk up to the door.
okay. So as you
Then
come closer to the door, right, you can see it is a sturdy wooden door, and it looks like it's like it has a cross beam in the center of it, right? Like it's a part of the door, right? But it looks like the center of the door is reinforced.
But the reinforcements on the outside of the door towards
Well,
us.
no. It's like the door itself, right? Is this
Okay.
wooden door, and the center portion of it is just thicker and larger. Like there's a additional beam set into it when it was crafted.
I'm not gonna touch anything, but I'd like to inspect the device in which would open this door.
Okay. So this door actually has, instead of a latch that goes up down, right? This actually has it's kind of like a door knob. It's a little circular orb, but you don't twist it, you just pull it.
Okay.
And when you pull it, like, you'd be familiar with this mechanism, it's common-ish for a type of door, but when you pull it, it basically clicks a latch inside that will pop
Release.
and release.
All right. I will once again give it a listen. See if I can hear
Sure.
goblins scurrying about on the other side.
All right, that's what I was trying. Here. The rust of air. It's hard to make out with the crackling of the fire behind you.
Okay. Since Matt is the one next to me, I'll signal uncertainty.
Okay.
I don't know if he's. I'll look back to Bones and Ezra and be like, "Go."
Did we try the door to does it move? Does it open?
I haven't touched the door yet, just in case. I feel like with our stealth rolls, they're probably on the other side doing the exact same shit we're doing, just like perfectly mirrored.
All right. Well, why don't you try and open the door, and I'll kind of peek around the corner.
Okay. I'll grab the knob and pull it till I hear the click, and I'll kind of hold it there for a second. See if I hear any sudden reactions or skittering.
Nothing so far.
Is it a
Is
pull
it
or
push
push?
or pull? Yeah.
It's a pull.
All right. I'll grab it and start pulling it and kind of go with it, and then just kind of peek around.
So basically, you see two heads around the door.
Okay,
Ashes
so
and Matt.
so you're gonna like step down
Like
because
Scooby-Doo
it
it.
pulls
Yep.
out and around. Okay, and you're both peeking, right?
Do we see
Yep.
two other goblins peeking back?
No. As you pull the door and you look around, you see 6 goblins standing at the end of the hall, all in various poses with bows, and they, seeing your heads, all fire.
That's 3/4 cover.
You can panic scream all you want. That's why I asked specifics. Alright, so let me do some stuff. Everyone, click your tokens and roll initiative, and we will get this party started.
Yeah, that's about right.
Damn it. We're just in sync tonight, man.
Yeah, we are.
What?
It's too bad, because it would have been real easy just to kick the door close again and just hear.
Right?
Alright, awesome. Let's do what we're gonna do real quick. We'll select these guys. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. Bad. Select these guys, roll bulk macro. Oh, did I not fix this? I think I did. Okie dokie. And now un momento. So as soon as you open the door, right, there is the twang of 6 short bows that all come hurtling in your direction. And what we are going to do is we're going to do halvesies. We're going to do 3 at each of you, because they're just targeting different heads. And that is going to give you both 3/4 cover, which is a +5 to your AC, so it's probably going to be pretty difficult for them to see you. Or not see you, hit you. Okay, so we've got first 3 at Ashes.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
Okie dokie. And then the next 3 at Matashtai.
Nope.
Oh god.
Yup.
1.
However, I'm gonna catch that bad boy
Okay,
Hey.
sure. By all means.
With his teeth.
Oh, I don't know if you're gonna be able to
Is it?
do all 8
Hold on, I gotta
damage.
double check. I think it's
Sure,
a
okay.
Level plus.
It's your
Alright.
level plus your I think a D10.
I'm perfectly accepting of this situation, and going to allow you to do it, but I do call into question somewhat your capability of peeking around a door with only your head available, but then also being able to still catch
I'm not
something.
grabbing it. I'm deflecting it.
Okay. So you just like hit it with the door.
So I throw
You're
the
just
door
like,
in front of
boom. you throw ashes in front of you to deflect the missile. Very, very nice.
1d10 plus your dex plus your monk level.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already.
All right. So you are able to, we'll say with the door right, holding onto the edge of you. You just the first couple, ching, 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 come in, and you instinctually kind of like shove the door a little bit, and you catch that final one. And it, instead of tinging, right, or clattering away, it twangs, right? It does the boom as it embeds, and you see the arrowhead itself, right, kind of burst through the just the corner section, right? And sink a little bit. Okay, so that is
The surprise round.
their action. Well, that's their surprise. Well, that's not entirely their surprise. So as that happens, they fire off those shots, and then they disappear into darkness.
Damn, same.
I will let the party know that I see the foot of something in the dark just to the left of the door, like just 15 feet inside the door.
I'm not sure you have to, because
Like from
immediately after the volley of arrows, there is a roar, and barreling out of the darkness are two bugbears that suddenly take up the entrance to this hall, and they come barreling out with their morning stars, ready and able to attack. So you are the kind of target of this scenario, Ashes, and they're kind of flanked, like they present a solidified wall, right? One does not run past the other, so they're kind of working in concert. They both just swing morning stars at you. So here is the first one. And you do not have 3/4 cover from the morning stars, because as they come in, they basically slam the door out of the way, right? And they come in swinging. So morning star 1,
Misses.
15. That's a miss. Morning star 2, a 7. That's a miss.
Oh, that hits.
All right. So they are unable to take you with their initial assault. But in the meantime, ish. What are you doing, Roll 20? That's weird. That's weird.
You're weird.
All right, are we ready for the actual first round of combat? I think we are. Bones,
What's up, baby?
your allies have come under attack by a goblin watch post. What would you like to do?
Dang, same.
So by the way, as these bugbears engage, they are roaring in goblin, right? In broken goblinoid. For Xanathar!
I don't speak that language.
I shout. They're shouting for Xanathar.
I don't want to know that. No, I'm joking. Okay. Do they have any kind of cover?
No. Well, this one would have half cover because he's basically right past Ashes.
Okay, I can shoot that top one though. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Alright, I get my bow out. I say, little bow, don't fail me now. And I shoot him.
Oh,
The guy directly in front of me.
do it up.
God damn this bow, dude. I fucking throw this bow down, dude.
You throw it in the fire.
Look, I just let this fucking bow go. Like, I'm just done with it. forever.
Please roll me a 1d20. Please confirm that critical. No, you're fine. You miss, and you miss horribly, but it actually, like, so it hits this wall, this corner, and it ricochets northward, right?
I throw it down. I'm done with this piece of shit.
It's just,
I'm removing it from my sheet right now.
you're just gonna
Okay.
pick up another one.
Yeah, but not this one.
It's like cursed dice. Oh my
Yep.
goodness. All right.
Bow.
Shit bow. Hold on, I'm not done.
All right.
I dash up here.
Ord 1 or Ord
5, 10, 20, 25, 30.
Okay.
And I hide. Or I attempt to hide.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll a stealth check for me.
I'm stealthing.
Sure. Okay.
That fucking.
So you run over behind the kind of like the shielded section of the campfire, right? And you kind of hide behind it. All right. If nothing else for your turn.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Okay. This goblin is going to poke out, and he is going to fire his short bow at Ashes. Ashes does have half cover because of the bugbear in front of him. So,
I don't know if I'm supposed to.
How much is half?
I just saw a fucking goblin movie here.
half is only +2.
+2, then that hits.
You take 8 damage as a small black shaft, right, whizzes past this bugbear and whoosh, takes you kind of like in the under armor. And there you go. And then he sneaks back into the darkness.
Oh yeah, let it take you.
Jeremy, I don't think
Did
I'm
you
supposed to.
also
I keep
see
seeing-
that?
Yeah,
Yeah?
I keep seeing you're moving stuff.
Yeah. Same.
Is anyone? So everyone is seeing that.
Is
okay.
it because you're right clicking?
It's because I'm doing the clicks. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stop doing the clicks when I'm moving things off screen. But that's okay. That's good to know. So, we got that.
Was that doing that with the advanced fog of war?
I don't know.
Were you right clicking when you? Did
I
it
didn't
before?
do a lot of right clicking when I was doing that because
every
it was,
time you did,
broken.
I would.
you'd see.
Yeah, it was visible.
Okay. Well, now we know. Good to know. That seems weird that LOS or the lighting mechanics don't interact with that, but that's okay. So we've got. Why is it? There. All right. The bugbear that is in front of you, Ashes, roars in his furious tongue, and kind of like snarls and like spits. Not like he doesn't actively spit in your face, but he's just roaring and spittle chunks are flying out, right, of his big toothy maw.
Right.
And he says, "Geddark will crush you!" And he goes to smash you.
Smash.
Oof.
If I still have half cover, I have 20 AC.
No, you don't have
That's a-
you don't have
that's a-
half
that's a
cover
Morning
from the
Star,
melee
so-
attack. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So
Then
he
that absolutely lands.
he smashes a boy. Okay. So yeah, you take a wallop, Matt. You see this bugbear just slam Ashes in the chest. Like you have a breastplate, right?
Half plate.
Yeah, okay, so you have half plate, right? So it just kind of like catches him in the chest and he just like full on like shoulder into the wall for a moment, like boom from the blow before he recovers. And this bugbear's like, "Ah!" Yeah. Okay. So we go here. Another one is going to pop out of the darkness, and Ashes, you're kind of the target here. So he's going to fire. You do have half cover on this. It's +2 to your AC. What's your AC?
It's 20.
Okay, you're good. The arrow does fly past the bugbear, but it like clangs off of your half plate, right? Ching, and whirls through the air, flies past you, Matashtai, and into the open room beyond. And then we have... Let's do this. Basically. Okay. And then Ezra, you're up.
Oh boy.
Yeah, there seems to be like a mass of goblinoids that are darting out of the darkness and consistently firing arrows down this hall past their bugbear brethren. Pesky little archers. Bastard.
I'm gonna take 2
Very
steps
excited.
forward.
Pop out of this.
And as I do, I'm going to take my my staff of adornment with my little metallic bird flitting about it. I'm going to close my eyes, and I'm going to point out as my vitiligo starts glowing as I cast using twin spell. Blindness, deafness. at both of them.
Ooh. Okay. One on each bugbear? Is that the plan?
Correct.
Okay. Okay.
So each one has to make a Constitution saving throw with a DC of 15.
Okay. Their con is not super great. Here's numero uno. That's a fail. And numero dos. It's another fail. So.
Both of them are now considered blind.
All right.
And then I am going to step up there.
There we go. Awesome. Okay, so inky blackness suddenly blights the eyes of both of these bugbears, and they immediately go, "I can't, my eyes! Is it? The lower one slaps slaps up at the upper one. Kank! I can't see! Anything else for your turn, Ezra?
That is all.
All right. Kank feels this tapping and he goes, "Just stop!" And he just swings out. He's gonna swing out at where he last saw Ashes. This is gonna be at disadvantage because he is blinded. And here we go. The 15. That is a miss. So you're able to catch this one. You use a shield, right?
I don't have it out.
You don't? Oh, okay. So you are able to just deflect this blow if that's the case. All right. And
he
then
makes another check at the end of his turn.
okay.
Con save DC 15.
Nope. It's a fail. All right. Ashes, you're
May I go first?
I'm gonna
Matashtai. Yeah, I didn't realize you both were the same.
Okay, I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna move up here.
Mhm.
And so they're both still blinded.
Yeah, this bugbear's kind of flailing around, just like lashing wildly with his morning star. And he keeps like they keep like one. You see, one is wielding a morning star in their right hand. The top one is wielding a morning star in their right hand. The bottom one is wielding morning star in his left hand. Right, and they keep tapping each other with the other hands, like Kank, get her, Kank, get her.
Okay. I'm going to, as I rush forward, pull out Tom Bakiri off my back. I'm gonna slam the butt end of it into the top bugbear's stomach.
Okay.
And it's at advantage because he's blind.
Yep. Ooh, that is not going to. Like, this is no. That's a no go. In his wild flailing, he manages to like clip your blow with his morning star as you're coming in for the thrust, and not on purpose, but accidentally knock it aside.
All right, now I'm gonna try and poke
Throat
him.
punch. Throat poke. The throat poke works. After he knocks that aside, you're able to step into his guard past the morning star on the back end of the blow and just in the throat.
As I do that, I'm going to attempt to stunning strike him.
Yep. Sounds good.
So that's EC 14 on saving throw.
Ooh, he kind of chokes and gargles as you punch him in the throat. It's a pretty hard blow. Okay, so Constitution saving throw. That is not at a disadvantage, right?
Fucking every time it's anything that I cast.
This
is such
true.
bullshit.
It's very true. Oh, it's like
Alright, and I'm gonna fucking flurry of blows, I
Okay.
suppose.
by all means, yeah.
So I'm gonna try and ear clap him. Pa!
Ooh, no! Again, like he's
God,
like,
fucking damn
especially
it.
after you throat
I'm
punch
just
him.
gonna
Now
keep
he's just
hitting
like
at him. I don't care.
throwing
God
bows
damn it.
up.
I'm gonna try and stun him again.
Okay.
Fuck.
-7. Just after this assault, he looks pretty wounded, right? He's still clutching at his throat from the initial punch there. And then you kind of clock him in the temple as he's trying to like throw his arms around to like defend himself from you. And that one gets him. So
Finally, be stunned.
the
Fuck.
blow to the temple catches him with enough force that he just like rocks into the side of the wall and then is woozy and dazed. Okay, so anything else?
Nope. I'm gonna
Okay,
stand right
ashes.
there.
Your turn now.
All right, I'm gonna see this one that's basically crippled, and I'm gonna try to finish it off
Sure.
two-handed. Now, is it normal roll?
No, you have advantage.
Okay.
And what else does stun do? Anything else?
Chop. I don't think so.
Chopped. 10.
I think stun is less about what you can do and more about what
Yeah, it's
they
just attack
can't
rolls
do.
have advantage. Yeah.
Yeah. You automatically fail strength and dexterity saves. So that could be important later down the road, but in this particular case, it's not really applicable.
Does this man still stand?
Whoosh! You kind of like carve across his chest, and there's a gout of blood, and Kenk goes, "Ah, get it!" And he topples to the ground.
Uno mas.
How about it?
Seven to his buddy.
Fish for that crit. Fish for the crit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do have advantage.
Well,
Fishing for the wrong crit. Yeah, as you on the backswing, right? You cut at Gedderk, and he you kind of like slash him across the arm and slightly into his chest, and he roars out in pain and flails against you. Matashtai and Ashes, I believe you guys are done at this point. Right?
Correct.
All right, sounds good. Out of the darkness, skitters another goblin, and he is going to fire. And a new target has presented itself. But he does not know the danger inherent in this choice. So he's going to fire at Matashtai. Okay. Shot at Matashtai. That's a 13. That does not hit you. And then he actually skitters further north instead of going back south. And then we are back to the top of the round. Bones. You are ready to go. You are hiding behind the torch, the campfire, right? Behind the.
Trying real hard to, yeah.
Yeah, behind the kind of shield there. Sure. Okay. Go ahead.
Sure am. Okay. Let me, oh yeah, there's really not a way for me to get in there, is there? That's pretty unfortunate.
Just pole vault over them.
Just pole vault over them. I imagine there's at least 30 goblins over there.
No.
Oh, you'll be fine.
Ashes and Matt already covered.
Only 28.
Only. Absolutely. Definitely correct.
Bup, bup. 10. Will, I'm gonna whip a dagger at him.
Okay. Dagger comes out.
Get whipped. Also nay-nayed.
You do have advantage.
Fish
He
for
is
the
blind.
crit. Fish for the crit.
If you want to fish for a crit.
I absolutely do. Damn,
Yep.
I rolled this thing.
No crit, but you do manage to score a blow. The dagger in between Matashtai and Ashes, right? The dagger comes hurtling in and whoosh, right into his chest, kind of in the area where Ashes is already kind of like backsliced across his upper arm and chest, right? Just and he again roars in fury and pain and kind of clutches at his eyes. Why no see? And he looks pretty hurt at this point.
Yeah, be clutched, bro.
Yep.
I'm
Anything
down
else for your turn?
this thing. I'll move down one more. In case Ezra wants in on this. And I'm gonna stop.
Did you not roll those attacks at advantage?
No, I didn't know I had advantage.
They're blind.
I thought I.
Yeah.
Well,
he-
now I know that. Now
He did.
You did fish for the crit.
Yeah, he fished for the crit.
I fished.
Oh, I thought you threw 2 daggers. Sorry.
Fished.
No,
No,
I
no,
can
no.
only draw one weapon.
Well, I mean, he's also a rogue. He can only attack one per turn
No, I
unless
can
it's a
throw-
bonus
I can-
action. Can you? Well, yeah, you can
Yeah.
throw as a bonus
I
action.
can do action bonus, but I can only
Gotcha.
draw one. So.
I thought you said you were
Yeah.
going around with one drawn out nowadays.
But so I just want to be clear about this because I'll do it every goddamn time.
Because he
if it's
shot a
possible.
goddamn short bow.
Yeah, I can shoot my bow while holding a dagger in the other hand.
Oh no, I didn't think about that. No, probably not.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's outside the realm of possibility.
Probably no. It's definitely not outside the realm of
Just, like,
possibility.
you see people holding arrows.
So
while they're
yeah,
fucking...
I would say if that's the concept you want to go
I'm gonna
for
start holding
going
hold a dagger in
forward,
my
It
mouth.
explains a lot about why you miss.
that might be a
but-
great idea. But here's the thing: yeah, you don't even have a short bow now. You threw it on the ground, so now you
Yeah,
don't
I'm
have to
done with
worry
that piece
about
of
it.
Shit forever. I only have one dagger left. So actually, I have no daggers because that was it. So,
Well, we'll worry about it when we need to later. Okay, if that is the
I'm
end
done
of
with
your
short bows
turn,
forever. Yeah, I'm done.
we head back over here, and this guy is gonna creep out of the darkness, and he's just gonna fire a shot at Ashes. Ashes, this is going to be half cover for you.
Okay.
That's a big
That
miss.
misses.
Big
Big
whiff.
ol' whip.
Big old
Get
whiff.
on my
It
head.
goes flopping away. So we got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
I try to make myself more of a target as the only one
Ezra.
that is not behind a bugbear.
You hear a skittering patter, and out of the darkness to the north, you see running Goblin. And he sees you, and he goes, "Ah!" and fires off a shot. So it's gonna be a shot on Ezra.
What the fuck?
That's a
Who's
17.
getting it at Ezra? Where the hell are they getting Ezra from?
There's a curve at the top.
You see a shot come out of the darkness to the north.
God damn it! Alright.
17 does hit, so you see this black shaft arrow just through the air and take Ezra in the left upper arm.
Punch.
Ow.
Ow!
You should have shielded, bro.
I don't have shield.
Whose fault is that?
Yours.
How so?
Because you exist.
Maybe you should have turned to jelly.
Ezra! There's another one. He's shooting.
Oh yeah, he's a shooting.
He can just barely see you, so I'm actually going to give him disadvantage on this attack. Because he is basically on the tip of your dark vision, which means you're on the tip of his. So here we go with that. Ooh, 10 will miss. Okay. Then it is Gedurk. He taps. He goes, Kank!
Yeah. What?
Roll a performance check for me, Matashtai.
Honestly, the DC might not be that high.
Here's the thing. You hear him say, Kank! And you say, what? Back in common. He goes, You're not Kank! And he tries to smash you.
Yes.
He diverts his attention from Ashes to try to smash you. Oh. And it's gonna be at disadvantage. So, because he is blind. It's a 15!
Miss.
You tried so hard, Gedurk. That was a good attempt, buddy. Good attempt. Okay. So that is his turn. There is another goblin that will fire a short bow at you, Matashtai.
Okay.
And that's a whiff, and then he will disappear back into the darkness. And then we've got another one of these down here. And then Ezrah, you're up.
Guys, they're flanking us from above, guys.
No,
And
don't.
as I'm
My shop flash.
panicking, I am going to critically fail. Mother bitch.
Roll that confirmation. Well, I've got a
Mother
good one
bitch.
if you confirm. Ah, you didn't confirm.
Touch yourself.
That's okay.
Just-
No, I was gonna have him be like in a panic, like stumble backwards and kind of like fall over the shielded portion and onto the campfire, right?
Oh god.
Damn.
He would have taken like 1d4 fire damage. It'd have been fine.
Sure.
A turn until he put it out.
I didn't say he was gonna be on fire. Jeez.
Yet. You didn't say that yet.
Anyways, no, you in a panic, right? You cast out, try to slash. The magic kind of begins to apparate, but in your panic, you don't finish it appropriately, and it just fizzles, right? It's just kind of like this spectral hand goes in front of this goblin, and the goblin goes, ah! And then it just, and it goes, ah!
As he sees me running away.
Yeah.
Distraction
It goes,
success.
Zing! Victorious! Okay, Kank is dead. Okay, and then we have, next up, we have 5, 10, 20, 25, 30. Actually, I don't think he can. But he understands what's going on. So, Ashes and Matashtai, you guys are up.
You still want to continue going first, dude?
Yeah, you can go first if you want.
Well,
We're swapping off.
all right.
Tandem. Fighting is one.
I am then going to see if I can't smash this man.
That's actually really cool. Like, Ashes cuts, then Matashtai punches, then
Yep.
Ashes cuts again, Matashtai stabs, and then follows it up with a kick. You know?
Yeah.
Does a 12 put that dude under?
12 puts that dude under. Yeah. Flailing in the darkness, Gedurk lashes out at Matashtai, trying to take his unseen tormentors out. But this leaves him wide open for your counterattack, Ashes, and you cut him down.
Okay, so I know that we've talked about this before, and I'm sorry for asking, but quaffing is action, yeah?
Quaffing is action.
No, I thought it was bonus.
Are we? I think so. We had a discussion about this.
I could have swore it
Quaffing
was self
is-
bonus.
Yeah.
person
So
action.
That's what I
rules as written. Quaffing a potion is an action. Okay.
Yeah, that's
We had the discussion, I believe, at the start of this campaign, because you guys have no healers. my caveat to you is, and I want to make this distinction, quaffing a healing potion, I'm allowing as a bonus action if it's for yourself. Quaffing any other type of potion is going to be normal, the full action, right? Or giving someone else a potion is going to be normal, the full action.
So when you
rub their
say
throat and shit.
Yeah.
quaffing a healing
Why are we
potion-
using the word quaffing so goddamn much?
Because he
it's
said
a good
quaffing.
word.
Christ.
It's a pretty good word. Yeah, I do like the word.
Do you mean any healing potion?
Yeah, so that's basically my concession to you guys. Since you don't have a healer, I'm going to let you guys use healing potions, and healing potions only, any healing potion, as a bonus action. But
Okay.
any other sort of magical, we'll basically say, like, healing potions are specifically designed, right, for people to down them. Other magical potions are thicker, more viscous, have other odds and ends in them. They're just harder to get down and take longer for the magic to activate, right? So that's the caveat. That's the concept that we'll play with. We'll see how that goes, and if you
Okay.
guys just like breeze through everything because you can bonus action fucking healing potions, then
Well, I mean,
we
they
might
are
revert it.
and I'm running a little low.
I
so
yeah, I
that-
don't think it's gonna be a problem. It's just as a heads up.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do then
Mhm.
is I'm going to run past Bones and Ezra,
Sure.
and I'm gonna and while doing so, I'm going to go ahead and chug a potion,
Okay.
Oh,
Sounds great.
you changed
and
the wording.
I'm gonna tell them to stay
Quaffing.
back.
As you come around that corner, right? You come in range of a goblin, and he goes, dang it! And he fires.
Oh, that's a few. Okay.
And it
That's-
just
okay.
goes, why?
All right. Okay, that's good. That'll be
Shit.
in turn.
Okay, sounds good. Matashtai, you're up.
Alright, I'm going to.
There are goblins with bows in the darkness, apparently all the fuck around you.
Oh, hold up. No, I messed up. I gotta go back.
Okay. Flip over.
It's not like doing stuff right. Hold on, I'm just gonna move. So it's 5, 15, 20, 25. Can I run through
Yep.
ashes or do I have to? Okay.
Nope. You can pass through allies. You just can't pass through enemies.
30, 35, 40. And then I'm going to Step of the Wind.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna burst this speed.
There's the 3 panicked shrieks. One is significantly less panicked because he's in the back.
As I get here, the one, like the top one.
Yep.
As I get up there, I want to like kind of skid to a stop and just like falcon punch this dude right in the chest.
That's the one that just shot at Ashes too. That's the one who held his action to shoot at someone. Okay. Have at it.
Don't have advantage.
That's still gonna hit.
So it's 8 damage.
His sternum cracks. He slams into the wall behind him, and he crumbles. And the goblin past him, the one that wasn't as scared, goes, ah! Ah! And shrieks.
And then I would like to twirl Tanbakiri, and I'm actually gonna throw it at the one at the back.
Okay. Gotcha.
So I realize this is at disadvantage because there's a person next to me.
Yep. Still hits though. Just barely. So these goblins all have like these little kind of
Oh fuck! I forgot. Goblins have disengaged. Son of a bitch.
they're like wicker.
I'd have to do
They're
that.
like wicker shields type thing. Like they're padded or cloth or made out of hides or things like that. So they're not very sturdy, but they do provide a modicum of protection. But they're all kind of like buckler size or targes, right? They're all kind of on the forearm, so they don't get in their way. So this one kind of like it screams as you crack the sternum of the other one, and then he goes, "Ah!" and you rear back, and he goes, "Ah!" and it just goes right through arm and body and everything. And he dies. Okay.
That is the end of my turn.
Awesome possum. Okay, so one back on the main hall, one of the goblins is going to go 5, 10, 15, 20. Kind of darts around, sees a opportune target in Bones, and is going to fire a shot at Bones. So that's a 19 to hit you, Bones.
He sees me. Okay, I barely see that man. Yeah, that hits.
He sees you. And then, okay, so that's 4 damage.
I'm gonna go ahead and do my thing.
Uncanny dodge. Have that
that's-
down to 2. Oh yeah, why not?
Yeah.
And then he is going to dart back into the darkness. All right, and then Bones, you're up.
Okay. I'm gonna shout. How many are up there, Matt?
1.
Oh, just 1. Okay.
Well, there were 3.
But there's only 1 now.
There's only 1 now.
Okay.
12 seconds later on this conversation.
Alright, I'm gonna go after this bro. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Go through here. Why can't I go through here? Is this door?
Oh, there's a... I didn't fully pull the door out of the way. Sorry. There you
No, I forgot how far I went.
go. You were right here.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. See any? Well, I mean, I see shit over there, but they're like behind it.
Yeah, you can just see, like, there's a goblin on that corner, kind of like peeking around with the short bow going, ah, ah, hey, shit! And to you, it just sounds like gibberish, right? He just goes, Oxnikovanya!
Oh, Osnikovanya. Okay, got it.
Higark! Higark!
Alright, well, there's like 30 things over there, so I'm going to.
You
As I
see,
go past, can I scoop up my dagger?
yeah. Your free item interaction.
Yeah, scoop it up freely.
Yeah.
And you were saying I see what?
You see beyond this, so you see this goblin here, right? But you see beyond the goblin, like a small pile of bodies.
It's hard to tell if those are alive or not.
Yeah, well, so it's hard to tell if they're alive or not on the game screen, right? But from Bones's, if we go into like Bones's eyes, he doesn't see people standing in the darkness. He sees bodies laying on the edge of his vision.
Okay, so if I see that then, so I made the decision to scoop up that dagger based on myself thinking those were alive, so I don't want to do that.
Sure, that's fine. Wait, clarity of what you actually see.
Yeah, okay,
By all
so if I only see one dude in a pile of bodies, I'm gonna draw my double-bladed scimitar and use my cast speed to go 30 more feet. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Okay, so as you get close to the corner, you can see there is another goblin behind this one, right?
Yeah, I don't care. I'm gonna fucking double-weighted scimitar him.
Chop him.
You chop.
Yeah, you chop him. You chop him and you slash. Right again, this goblin tries to throw up his arm with his little buckler to try and block it. Kind of like slash through it, cut through the arm and downwards into like his lower gut and upper thigh. Right, and he's just bleeding profusely, but he's still on his feet.
Well then I'm gonna spin it around.
He is no longer on his. He doesn't have feet anymore. You cut his feet off.
Alrighty, I'm gonna just be here then, because that's literally everything I can do.
All right, sounds like plan. Okie dokie.
I'm armed, boys.
So let me do this real quick. We're gonna do that. That open. And this is way harder when I can't use the fucking
What the fuck?
shit. So I believe that's what that is. Okay, so this goblin, 5, 10, 15, and as he peeks around the corner, he realizes someone is way closer to him than originally anticipated. And he shrieks and fires a short bow at you.
Okay. Right directly in my face? Oh, he's over there. Okay.
Yep. So that is a 19.
Alright, I'll use my reaction to reduce that.
Sounds good. All right. So you are taken a little bit by surprise as this
Yeah, I don't know what the
goblin
fuck
rounds
that
the corner and he fires the arrow kind of like straight at your gut, but you're able to you're able to do the cat thing where you just like squeeze to the side and it just like skins across you and it cuts pretty deep, right? They have these kind of like broad flat arrowheads. But enough to hurt you, but not enough to wound you grievously. But this goblin will go, he'll shriek, and he'll say, Zeez! Yalashnagwa! Hack! And then he disappears in the darkness.
Alright, bye.
And then
Zeeg.
Zeeg will, he drops his, he kind of like weakly tosses the short bow up, right? Like, ah! Draws a scimitar, and he goes to slash at you, Matashtai.
Oh shit, he's not running from me? Okay.
A 16.
No.
Okay. And then he will, with his bonus action, he will disengage, and he will run. 5, 15, 20, 25, 30, and he just books it down the hallway. Okay. Zex is dead. Gedrick is dead. Ziaz, taking his friend's suggestion to heart. Ziaz, not knowing any better, will fire a short bow at you, Bones, and you are going to have half cover from this because he's kind of around the corner. So there is... Ooh, yeah, no.
You didn't roll anything.
Yeah, I did. I rolled a 5. A minus... not a
there
minus,
it is.
a critical fail. Oh, did it just take a second? Yeah. So he critically fails, but he does not confirm the crit. So it just ricochets off the corner, right? He doesn't give it a wide enough berth, and then he will he will just run.
Oh yeah, rest in peace, you weak
So
cunt.
he just runs northward.
I'm Scottish now.
Yeah. And then Ezrah, your allies have rushed in to battle against the goblins that had flanked you. You are now safe. What would you like to do?
I am going to hold my action to touch any goblins that come into vision.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah.
Not bad.
Your
Yeah,
turn.
I was
Oh.
watching the Pokemon advertisement.
X is dead. Ashes. It's your turn.
Seeing Matashtai looks like he's got things under control in the north, I'm just gonna start booking south to see if I can't catch people off guard that way. So
Okay.
I will go 30 feet this way. I'll see that there's nothing here,
Okay.
and I'll use my action to dash,
Okay.
catch up with Bones,
Okay.
and
Yo,
that'll
what's
be
up, baby?
Sounds great. Matashtai, you're up.
Okay. 15 as I run over this goblin's corpse, I rip Tanbakiri out of it.
Okay.
And chase after this one. And as I run after it, I like to jump and just do a downward
Jesus.
smash on top of its head with the spear.
Matashtai goes from like good-hearted, wants to help people, country bumpkin to like vicious, bloodthirsty, like Conan the Barbarian shit.
It's like he got a taste of blood. And it's like a shark.
He tried to hold back, but the blood
Oh,
it
no
called
more.
him. Does he
I-
survive that one?
He does. You take him in the
Okay.
back. He kind of spins as you're coming, and instead of like taking him full through the back, you take him in the torso, right? And he shrieks in agony, but he is still alive for a moment, for a brief moment, and he looks at you pitiably, deep in your eyes.
What? Is he still running from me?
Well,
Or
like,
is he
as he was running, and as you like leap in the air, he basically like turns and he tries to like dodge out of the way, and you whoosh into his like side, right? So he's like looking up at you now, like.
Ugh. I let him go. But I take his goddamn weapon from him.
Yeah, he drops it. He just like shrieks and drops it, and you don't finish him off. Okay, gotcha.
And I say, leave this dungeon.
Leave
and never come back.
He kind of shrilly goes, "Ah, I leave!
He's definitely gonna die of fucking
As
like.
soon as you walk past him, he's gonna jump out of a hallway. Ah!
Gonna get the next foot, homie.
All right, Matashtai, you're done.
Yep.
Bones, it's you, man.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
You chase this goblin around the corner, and he
Sure
sees you,
do.
like he hears you, and he goes, "Ah!"
25.
I'm just-
Hey, you just cut him
I'm
down.
just envisioning
whoosh.
the one I just let go is gonna come around the corner to the other two guys and get fucking murked. Just
He did?
Yeah, he's super dead. You like, you like cat around the corner, and he's like up against the wall. He's like, and then he jumps out as you jump out around the corner, and you just like whoosh across his throat, and he just like crumbles.
Alright. Let's see what I'll do now. I'll use my bonus action to dash. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Okay.
That's all I can do.
Sounds good.
Turn over.
Okie dokie. Deeg. He goes, see, I see, I leave, and he kind of like scooches away, right? And then tries to run from you, right? He is going to use his bonus action to like pleadingly disengage because he's not sure he trusts that you're not gonna kill him.
Matt just in.
But he 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and then he will use his action to dash 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 again, just like shrieking down the hall.
Oh yeah, pocket sand!
Like two ships passing in the night. Matashtai, you see another goblin come out of the darkness, sees you and goes, "No!"
you do it.
and runs back the other direction. And he's done. Ezra, you're up.
Alright.
Damn, we're great at killing goblins.
I'm gonna shift up there. And then...
Damn, a Zoid? There's a Zoid on Wish.com.
Is this a living one or a dead one? He's in my
Uh,
vision, but I can't see whether or not there's a red X.
It's on the ground.
So I am going to do the same thing. I am going to hold a chill touch until I see a goblin run into my purview.
Okay. Ashes, you're up.
All right. Hearing that Bones seemingly has things under control, he's going to push forward. Running forward 15 feet. He's going to see a target.
You run forward 15 feet, and you see to the north of you, right? You see this limping, horrendously wounded goblin, right? Go, Zeke, no! Zeke, live! And he sees you, and he goes, no!
Unfortunately, not having the moral standards that Matashtai might not have, he's going to run up. He's not going to quite make it, so he's going to use his action to dash. He's going to move up. He's going to use a dash action just to move 5 more feet, whatever.
There's another goblin to the north of you that is also running back this direction, and he sees you and he goes, shit!
And I'll just grip my longsword in both hands and stare menacingly in my turn.
Matashtai, it's your turn.
We'll go jogging forward 5, 10, 15, 20.
It's a pincer attack.
25, 30. Oh, there's Gabos. And then I see Ashes, and I see how wounded he looks.
Not looking super great.
Damn, don't pincer attack him.
Does the one that ran... So, obviously the wounded one ran without a weapon. Did the other one drop its weapon?
The other one has, he doesn't have a short bow, but he has a scimitar. It's not out, but he has a scimitar on his, not really a scabbard, in a leather thong flopping on his leg.
So he currently doesn't have anything in his hands.
Nope! His hands are, he's like, shit!
I'm gonna dash right up next to him, and I feel like he's looking at Ashes right now, so I just want to dash up next to him, lean in over his shoulder, and say,
He screams. He screams bloody murder. He screams for all that he is worth. Bones, you're up.
Which isn't much.
Yo, what's up, baby? Alright, well. Guess I'm just gonna keep exploring. Hey, look, I'm back. Hey, Ezra. 5, 10. Where the fuck were they running? 15, 20, 25, 30.
A long corridor.
I guess I'll bonus action to dash, cause why not? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Awkward. Okay.
Yeah, that moving down a diagonal tunnel in this dungeon is kind of awkward.
Turn over.
Okie dokie. The horribly wounded goblin in front of you, Ashes, hands covered in his own blood, uses his bonus action disengage.
Dang it.
Runs south 5, 10, clambers over the bodies. 15,
of his own
20,
comrades.
25, 30, and disappears down this narrow, rough-hewn, carved tunnel. The other goblin, right?
Goddamn way.
Screams, Zeke! Zeke, wait for me! And comes running down 5, 10, 15.
Hold up. He didn't disengage.
Using his bonus action to disengage. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Now, he doesn't have nearly as much movement, but he still will bonus action to dash. Or not bonus action. Action to dash. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. He too disappears down in. And then Ezra's up.
Guys?
Yeah, there's not much sound of combat anymore. There's still just goblins shrieking.
You just hear the gurgling of dying goblins.
I'm gonna come here and see Bones heading that way. And I saw Ashes go up to the top.
Yeah.
I assume he is fine, so I'm gonna follow Bones. And next time I see a goblin, I'm gonna shoot a chill touch at it.
Okay. Ashes, you're up.
It's really hard not to pursue.
Pursue then.
But he had that conversation with Matt before about, letting them surrender, and he's gonna go against his urges to be amicable towards that.
Look, man.
His urges.
If Ashes wants to kill, Ashes can kill. Matt's not gonna take the high road and say can't do nothing.
But here's the thing: I don't think I can even reach him without dashing. So he's just going to disengage and run further. So I think Ashes is going to assume that this is going to be futile.
Okay.
And in fact, he'll look back to you with like, what are you planning on doing? Like within the 6 seconds.
Looking at me?
Yeah. Like, we going?
No threats. Let's find the boys.
Okay.
All right. Ashes will lower his guard, and I guess start making his way back southish.
Okay.
And be in turn. I mean, he'll ready an action just in case something aggressive comes towards him, but otherwise.
Sounds good. Matashtai, you're up.
I'm gonna jog on after Ashes. 5, 10, 15, 20, 20, 30, 40. I don't know where the other two went. Do you know?
I left. Yo, here's some
I see that
Dragon
little
Balls.
asshole down the hall.
Is that an actual person?
Yeah, you can just barely see a goblin like pushing through this
Over
rough hewn
here.
tunnel into the darkness. Yeah.
I put Tom McCurry back on my back.
Okay.
I don't feel like squeezing into a tunnel. Last I saw Ezrah was to the west. I'm gonna head that way.
Okay.
10, 15. Oh, hey. 40. Found him.
Okay. Bones, you're up.
Hey guys, what's up? I keep going. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. A dash. 5, 10. Alright, 15, 20. 25, 30.
So you go dashing down this
This fucking sucks. What the
vent
fuck
hall,
is going
right?
on?
Yeah. And then you all hear this, but Ashes, you're the closest. You hear a blood-curdling shriek that is cut off by a long, drawn-out death cry, and then a loud snapping of bone.
This kind of death claws. Death trap. Death.
Uh-oh. That don't sound super great.
And then you see that same goblin that had just disappeared into the darkness of this rough-hewn tunnel come shrieking back out, going, "No, no, no, no!" And and he basically, like, winded at this point. He basically, like, goes to climb over the dead corpses of his fallen brethren that are shoved into the mouth of this tunnel, and he basically just, like, collapses, exhausted and terrified, and just starts shivering. He rolls, kind of like curls up in the fetal position, and just like rolls up into a ball. No, that doesn't happen. No.
I'll step up to him, and in Goblin, I'll ask him what he saw.
No, teeth in the dark, Nash. And he points to just below him, right? And there is this decomposing slug-like carcass, right? That has these horrible barbed tentacles peeled back from what looks like this large beak.
I'll look back to the party, and I'll shout, "Greg!"
Damn, I'm really...
Maybe wrong. Who knows? But you know what? In character, I'm gonna assume that's the Grig.
Sounds like a plan. All right.
Also, I didn't mean to actually move up there. Like, if that was out of turn.
You're fine.
So if you don't,
Ezra, you're up. You're muted.
You're muted.
No, I'm not.
After hearing the call to arms and realizing that there's no way in hell he can keep up with fucking Bones.
Sure.
I'm gonna come back. Don't worry about it.
Wow.
What did you say exactly again, Zach?
Row row.
Oh, that's okay. I'm coming.
When? When I ran past you?
No, like you said call to arms or whatever.
Oh, I said I'm gonna come back. Don't worry about it. See you yell.
Oh, okay.
The call for the Grick.
Otherwise, I'd have just kept going.
Ashes.
Ashes just yelled.
Yeah.
Ashes. Oh, it's my turn. I'm gonna fuck off. I'm going to actually.
Ooh, this is neat. Like
I'm going to stow my sword, and I am going to transform.
Okay.
So, where's my? Come on, roll.
That's awesome.
Just get you a rollable token so that we can actually, whenever you transform, it's actually a werewolf.
And I don't remember what. I'll just use this as my transform icon.
The goblin shrieks, pisses himself, and tries to scrabble away from you.
I'm completely ignoring him, but also, just because it's going to be funnier, I'm going to roleplay it this way. I did these things out of order, and I wish to yet again use another potion, my bonus action to potion, and
Okay.
I have to fumble it around with my claws because I should have. So,
Sure.
going to pot for 7
Gotcha. And
and
transform.
my turn.
Sounds good. Okay. Matashtai, you're up.
Okay. I don't know that Bones is coming back, so I'm gonna get all up in here. Man, you're really far. Think that's as far as I can go. I'm just like, Bones? Where you at?
Bones.
Yeah, I'm on. Going back.
All right. Is that the end of your turn, Matasha? Yeah? Okay. Bones, you're up.
I'm coming back. 5, 10, 15, 25, 30. Dash. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Okay.
Hey, I'm back.
Perfect.
Matthew.
The little goblin, right, will kind of scrabble away and try to like get out of your way, Ashes. So he like scrabbles away from the corpses, and then gets up on his feet and flees northward, right? Just screaming bloody murder, flees northward.
Poor fella. He's
Like-
having a bad day.
Like, yeah.
Is this still the same guy that was bleeding?
No, this is
Oh.
this is not bleeding guy. Bleeding guy went in first.
That was all the crunching we heard.
Technically, my vision says I would have seen him crossing, but I don't necessarily agree with it.
Yeah, that's kind of shaky because of the. I mean, really,
Yeah, the way the terrain is,
It's
I'll
the-
let you
it's-
make that call.
I would probably say no. It's the
Okay.
way that they designed the fucking light guards, right? How they had to set them back so that you can actually see wall and it makes sense, right? So it's not just a bunch of blank slates. So realistically, it's unlikely that you would see him because your field of vision goes through, right? Through the scenario.
I just wanted to
I get you.
call it out because technically the vision says I would have seen it, but I
100% get you. But yeah, I'd
No,
say
it's not.
probably in this scenario, it's no. Yeah, it's your turn.
Is this a fucking heavy
Okay,
arm?
so Ezra, as you head north,
oh fuck balls,
there are
guys, they're behind us.
two goblins back at the campfire, bows drawn and waiting, and they see you and they both unleash. So short bow
Wait,
1,
They're at the fire?
short bow 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so the second one just off into the distance, but the first one catches you by surprise,
Wow.
Ezra, and just like takes you. It's actually probably you didn't even see the shot coming. It's just as you ran northward, you just heard this twang and then got hit in the back by this arrow. So it is still your turn, right? You were in the process of moving that triggered their ready to action. So what would you like to do?
I'm gonna shoot a chill touch at them and then run back the other way.
Gotcha. Sounds good. Okay,
And
so
as a bonus action, I'm gonna eat a healing potion.
the
'cause-
chill touch
Ow.
unfortunately misses, but you are able to down a healing potion, and then that being the end of your turn, Ashes, you hear this call out from your ally Ezra.
Oh,
Ooh, max healing potion. Very nicely done.
Actually, I am not almost dead anymore.
Oh, you're doing pretty good.
Yatta!
Yatta! Yeah, those goblins legit ran down that entire way and back up to try to flank you guys. But y'all
it
fucking
worked.
y'all finished
Wow.
that fight real fucking quick.
Damn, look at this cool little fucking bot.
So Ashes, it's your turn. Sorry.
My turn.
Yep, it's your turn.
Do I hear anything other initially from the bone crunching and screaming?
After that initial like blood curdling scream, the death cry, right? You don't hear anything. I mean, you still hear plenty of things, right? You still hear
Oh yeah.
you hear your allies, you hear the twang of bowstrings as those two goblins shoot at Ezra, you hear the screaming of Z's as he runs northward yet again, hopefully not into the face of something else. But you don't hear more coming from the east.
I'm a little concerned of trying to run through my party to get to enemies while I'm in a susceptible form.
Yeah, that's always concerning. Be sure to end your turn next to Ezra.
Zach, shut up.
I just feel like it would keep you the safest.
It
Yeah.
probably would.
So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to step up
Sure.
into the mouth of this cave,
All right.
and then I'm going to
As you smell right, so here's the thing: the bodies in front of you, the bodies you step over, they're not bodies made by your party. They're not corpses made by your party. But they are relatively fresh within the last day or so. They don't have that horrible stench of decay that's set in, right?
Right.
But you smell death down this hall. Like,
I'm going
unadulterated. Like, your mind probably calls back to time with the Order, training on maybe some of the missions that you undertook with your allies, right?
Mm-hmm. Good old
To like
Morgan.
the deep dark things that you have witnessed, right? The places filled with bones, the crypts, the places where the cursed feed. Like, this is a
Similar to where the Grell were, would you say?
this is a charnel house. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, with that information, and having shouted to my allies, I believe they would know that I might be preoccupied.
Sure.
I will once again use my bonus action to fumble a potion.
Okay.
Um,
Gotcha. Sounds good.
and like I'm about to immediately undo it as well because I'm going to place my claws within each other, rip them apart, and cast a smite or a right across them.
Okay. Sounds good.
And that means I lose 5 HP and 5 max HP.
Yep. All right.
Oh yeah, he's
Matashtai, you're up.
writing a novel.
You're muted.
Yeah, I know you're just counting right now, but you are muted.
Yeah. 30. I don't see anyone. But okay, I see Ezra. Looks disheveled though, right?
Wait, yo, I can just.
it
move
looks-
fucking
I'm still
diagonally? Are you
ripping
fucking
out
kidding
a
me?
bolt and tossing a potion bottle on the ground.
Yes.
Oh.
All movement is accurate on this map. That
God damn it.
so you can just move whatever the move tool says. Sorry, buddy.
Oh wait.
How's the
fucking 40.
performance for your stuff now? Is it better?
It's
Dude.
been much better since we turned off that stuff.
Awesome. Okay.
I kind of miss it though.
I
Like
mean,
the-
yeah, we'll figure
the
something
map.
out. Yeah, we'll figure something out.
I'll run at him.
Just step in the wind, or do you just dash?
No, I just dash. So
Just dash.
I'll just
Yeah,
fall
you
in
come
their fucking
you come
grill.
around the corner and you see both of them. Like, one of them's like thumbs upping the other, like, yeah, that was good, right? And they just shriek in
Like,
terror
real
as
fucking anime. Like literally, they're looking away. They look back, and I'm fucking there.
they do the full on like the like like feet forward off the ground and shriek, right? Okay. Bones, you're up.
Okay. So I pick my token up,
Mhm.
and I right click.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I'm right clicking. I'm right clicking, boys.
And each right click will set a new waypoint.
Alright. Okay. Ah, did you guys see it?
Boom.
Did I
Yep.
do it right?
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Saw it perfectly.
I look at Ezra. I'm battle ready. Where they at? Where?
I point where we came from.
Damn, that's where the Grig is? Alright.
That's where the goblins are.
Alright, damn. I'll bonus action dash.
Okay.
I arrive, and that's
Okay.
all I
So yeah, you come sprinting around the corner and you see Matashtai has closed with 2 goblins. And now it's the goblins' turn. And
I'll hold my action because I still have an action. If somebody gets in range.
okay, gotcha. So the 2 goblins look at each other, Matashtai, right? And one of them, they look at each other and they go, "Ord, I know, Ward! Let's run! And they will bonus action disengage. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. What do you look like right now, Matashtai?
Well, I haven't been hit, so the only thing on me is goblin blood.
Well, yeah, so that's the thing, though. But, like, when you fight, do you, like, have the style of, like, are you one of those characters where you stay pristine and all of your things are, like, directing the carnage away from you? Or did you just get, like, thick messed up with blood and gore?
So Matashtai is a combination of two fighting styles.
Sure.
And if you watch Avatar The Last Airbender, it's earth and
Sure.
water.
Sure. Okay.
So when he's using like unarmed combat, it's like really heavy stances where
Sure.
he doesn't really move. He pushes through things.
Okay.
But then when he's fighting with Blade, he's typically like moving all around him and kind of redirecting stuff.
Sure. So I would say in that scenario, I would say you're probably on the lighter or medium side of Gorefest, right? Because with your bladed implement, it sounds like you're probably sweeping things more away from you. But when you're up in the thick of things, when you're punching, you're not creating as many gouts of blood. It's more breaking bones. So
and to be
you
fair,
still
it
get
is a
hit with.
spear.
Yeah, you
So
still
it's really
you still get hit by things, but you're significantly less gore covered. Like you're not the raging barbarian that just goes smash, 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 blood fest. You know.
No.
So these goblins see you, and you do have blood and gore on you, right? But you're not covered in it. So they Ord will turn and he'll say, "Ha! Watch this, Ord!" and he'll shoot at you.
Not a bad shot.
That's 17.
That catches me, so I'm gonna have to deflect the shit out of it.
So, okay.
Oh, pity.
So he fires, and you... Can you even get below... I was gonna say, I don't think you can even get below a 3.
No,
So you
I cannot... Anything below a 9 or below a 10 will always be deflected.
Below a 10 because it's your monk level
Dex
plus
plus
your dex.
level.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So anything below a 10 and the roll, yeah. So so you snatch the arrow out of the air, and it's this kind of gnarled shaft. It doesn't fly very well. You can't imagine it would fly very true beyond like 150 feet, right? But for short distances, these goblin arrows do just fine.
Just so I know, which one shot that?
That's the northern one.
Okay, I'm gonna hold on to that arrow.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing though. You snatch that arrow out of the air, right? And the northern one goes. He goes, "Look, Orin, watch this!" And he fires the arrow, and then you catch it, and he goes. And the other goblin looks up at it and goes, "Bye, Ord!" And he uses his action. He uses his action to dash.
Your hubris is your undoing.
Wait, how the fuck did they get all the way over there and then also leave farther?
Goblins have the ability to disengage as a bonus action.
No, I understand that.
Well, so
so he disengaged and then dodged. I understand.
yeah, they disengaged and moved, and then he is dashing instead of attacking. Because his allies' attack clearly did not work, so he's like, fuck that.
To be fair, if he had attacked, he would have been okay.
He probably would, but he doesn't know that. He doesn't understand how you work. He doesn't get that shit. Okay, and that is that. Ashes, you see Ziaz disappear into the darkness. There we go. And then Ezra, you're up.
I am going to creep forward because that was not fun.
Oh, it was just a crit. It's fine.
And I'm going to chill touch the fucker.
Okay. Sure.
Does a 16 hit?
Yes. Though, why is... Un momento. Yeah, okay. I get you. I understand. Yes, 16 hits. Go ahead and roll... Oh, you already rolled your damage. Yeah, the claw the spectral claw disembowels, Ord mouth agape, right, just staring at you, Matashtai. Suddenly you see a spectral claw appear to the left of him and come raking across his belly, and his entrails just spill out, and he, like, dies with this agape look on his face.
Matashtai shakes his head at the loss of life.
The lawnmower to the bunny.
The lawnmower to the bunny. I like that. That's pretty good. Okay. Ezrah, that is the end of your turn. Ashes, what would you like to do?
Ashes is going to slowly and menacingly step down the corridor, seeing that his allies are kind of wrapping up behind him.
Okay.
5, 10, 15, 20,
I don't actually
25,
know where Ashes is.
30.
Okay.
And
He's
he's
going
not
to get
going
himself
to
killed.
risk dashing, so he is going to ready an action to attack any aberrations that might be within range.
So, as you are heading through these tube-like passages of rough-hewn stone, that kind of they're not like flat terrain. They slope up and down through these tunnels, right?
Get together.
And there is dust that just kind of like clatters every time you move, right? Just clatters down around you, hangs in the air, and that stench of death is all around you.
It is very sensitive to my canine nose.
Okay.
Enter.
Matashtai, you're up.
I toss the arrow that I caught away. And then I'm gonna go running this way.
You do not pursue the other Ord?
No.
Okay.
He ran.
Okay. If you guys, I will say this, if you guys are not intent on pursuing the other Ord or Ziaz, then we can cut out of this, and you guys can regroup with Ashes at the corridor, if that's what you're wanting to do, and we can go from there.
Hey, Ashes, where
Is
you
that-
at?
Is that what you guys
Yeah,
would
that's fine.
like to do?
I
okay.
bark back that I'm down the tunnel.
All right, so I'm gonna flip us back over to some chill music, and actually, I need a bit of a bio break real quick. I gotta go potty.
Okay. Great idea.
So,
Me too.
50.
10. Do you want to call it?
huh?
It's
Well,
almost 10. You just call it?
we can, but I will say this. Jake did point out that something that we've been forgetting the last couple times that we played. When we started this up, we were actually going from 6:30 to 10:30, and then somewhere towards the like session 6 or 7, we just started cutting it off at 10. So we can still cut it off at 10. We can cut it off at 10:30. I leave that up to you guys.
I
You
kind
guys-
of liked that 10, but
You guys want to
Oh.
cut it at 10? Because if we want to cut it at 10, we can wrap up a few things and continue, or we'll wrap up a few things and call it there.
Let's just wrap up.
Okay,
honestly.
so-
I'm pretty
so
tired.
I'll
Where are we
say
meeting?
this.
Right here?
As you guys, well, here, this is one of the things I want to point out. If we're wrapping up, so as you three, Matashtai, Ezrah, and Bones, as you three are heading back east to rejoin Ashes, one thing does catch your attention. That is in this central hall, right? There is there's a long hall, and there's graffiti covering the walls. Sorry, wrong thing. There is a 14-foot tall granite obelisk with a lidless eye carved near its top, glaring at you.
That's creepy.
And the bottom half of the obelisk is covered in dirty, bloody handprints.
Gross.
And
Also same.
I think that is the point we will cut off on the actual play. But before we leave play, I do want to award experience to you guys for this battle so that we don't forget it for next time. So for this fight, you are awarded 125 experience for Rick Watch output. Okay. And so as we leave off, right, Matashtai, Ezrah, and Bones see this obelisk, and then in the distance, right, they hear Ashes kind of do the whole guys, right, in his kind of like wolf voice, which I imagine is much deeper than his regular voice. And that's where we will go ahead and close it out for the night. Hope you guys had fun. We're down another watch post. I'm gonna say this kind of out of passing. You guys have some business that you're attending to now, but when you come back through here, make sure to like loot bodies and things.
Yeah.
so that you guys don't miss out on like the money that you could be making, etc.
3 gold and 18 loincloths.
You mean 3 gould?
3 gould. I will have you know that there is more than 3 gould here. Thank you very much.
Gold.
May not be more than 4 gould. I don't know about that.
It's pretty unfortunate.
So, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. I thought that was pretty fun. That was I like this combat because the terrain allows for a significant amount, like flanking and hiding in darkness and stuff like that, which is fun. So,
Yeah.
pretty good time. Well, that's it. We'll see you folks next time.
Next week.
Goodbye.
Farewell.
Peace.